doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Stranger.
To begin with, we live in Bayport. It's not a very big place, and some of the people who live here go to work up in the city. The rest of us stay in Bayport all the time, which gets to be a little dull, because Bayport's a quiet sort of town, especially in the summertime. There are a lot of old houses and trees, and our house is on a quiet little street. But I guess it's not always so quiet inside. That's Aunt Gertrude.
Frank!
My name is Frank.
Frank, please answer that. I'm busy with the double boiler. Frank, it might be your father.
Why didn't she say the phone was ringing? Hello? Hello? Hey, wake up. I guess in most kids' houses, when the phone rings and it turns out to be just nothing, like that was, well, you forget it. But here, a guy always sort of hopes, because my father's a detective. His name is Fenton Hardy, and he's a private detective. And if he didn't spend so much time at his office in the city, one of those calls might be something. It might be a case, a mystery, a little bit of excitement, instead of just having to stay home and put springs on screen doors. And, 'cause that's the trouble. Anybody can imagine what it's like to be the famous detective, but nobody can even guess what it's like to be the son of one. There, that's the worst example of the effect it can have. The last member of the family, my juvenile brother, Joe.
The car is empty, but there's no time to check for fingerprints. Lieutenant, the smugglers must be close now. They may have seen us. You take your FBI man around the back. Sheriff, you hold your deputies here until... Hey, look out, they've seen us!
Now, isn't that ridiculous?
Hey, Sheriff, get these smuggling rats out of here. There you are, Sheriff. Scientific muscle tensions. You know, I bet I could have brought those dirty rats out of here with hydraulics if I'd have wanted to. Sure, hydraulics, Sheriff. Plain old everyday water power to you.
Hands up.
Look out! You're getting me wet. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, got it.
Can't you take a joke? You're getting me all wet.
You started it.
Let go.
Use your feet.
Look out! You're getting me wet. Oh, I just squirt me.
Kick him. He squirted you, didn't he? Use your feet. Hey, you. Go on, use your feet.
Let go of the hose. You're getting me all... Oh, Joe!
You guys don't know how to wrestle. Well, you don't. You're both no good. Real wrestlers kick each other all the time. They do.
Who was that? I don't know. Why, what's he running for? Sure must be nervous.
Maybe he's a mystery, Lieutenant.
Oh, lay off.
Oh, now, when I was a spy for the Secret Service, when I used to rake up leaves for Scotland Yard.
Oh, cut it out. Maybe I was just sort of pretending I was pretending.
Hey, Joe, you see my wire cutters? Darn spring for the front door is still too long.
You know, sometimes I wish I was just a little kid again. At least there'd be some excitement around here.
Oh, relax. It's just a strange case of the dull summer again. Hey, you had those wire cutters in your bike, didn't you? Maybe you lost them someplace or something.
I did not. You know, it wouldn't be so bad if Dad had kept his promise and got a job here in town instead of in the city. Then we could work on a case with him. Work on a real mystery for a change.
Yeah. Wonder what kind of case it would have been. We just weren't so busy he had to sleep in the city so much. Then maybe...
Oh, Frank! Get that, will you? Tell Joe lunch is ready.
You answered. It's your turn.
Why? It won't be anything very important, and it never is.
Go on, answer it.
Thanks for heaven's sake.
Hello? Hello?
Looky, wrong number. Talk too much. Go away. Don't want any. First pants and laundry here. Don't want any. Go away. Never mind. I'll get it this time. Hello. Oh, boys, listen. On the telephone. Somebody's choking.
Case of the dull summer.
But I distinctly heard...
I'm gonna get her.
But who is it?
It's the last straw, that's who.
I'll keep her busy on the phone. Get going.
Right.
No shooting unless you have to.
Right, Inspector.
Maybe he should boil her in oil. Which reminds me, lunch is all ready.
Please, Aunt Gertrude.
I mean it. As soon as he gets over there, you have him march right straight back here.
All right. But at least give him time to make her stop bothering us. Hey, Joe, listen.
Listen to what?
To this.
What is it?
A bomb, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds like it's about ready to go off, too.
Whoever it is sure gonna get blown up.
Boy, are they. This is sick.
I mean, this is serious. We gotta do something. I can't stand this much longer. Hey, isn't there anybody there? Can't you hear me? You gotta do something.
I am the clutching hand. I do all sorts of things. I am the clutching hand. I kill people.
Just Hardy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's not nice to scare people.
Oh, yeah? I am Iowa Morton, scared as a clutching rabbit.
You stop. Let go. You'll be sorry. This is my manifest blow.
You scared Aunt Gertrude so she turned blue. You're the one who's gonna be sorry.
I just tried to get a message through, that's all. You're such a bad detective, you couldn't even tell the secret code.
Huh?
'Cause my father saw your father in the city this morning, and he asked him to send a message to your house.
I never heard any old code like you were doing on the telephone then.
Of course you didn't. I just made it up.
Well, how can I tell what it was then? Play games by yourself for a while.
Joe, please. There was a message. Honest. Your father's going to be home this afternoon. That's all.
You mean he's come back from the city? And he's finished that job in the city? And he's coming back to Bayport? And we're gonna work on a real case together?
Us? Me too?
A real mystery!
Joe! Joe!
Not coming!
Joe! Joe, can't I be a Hardy boy too?
He doesn't know how to wrestle. Now he doesn't even know how to ride a bicycle.
Hey, Frank! Dad's coming! Whoa! He's
Boys, what's the matter? Frank, how many times must I tell you?
Dad's coming home.
What? Doc Morton saw him in the city this morning, and if I hadn't have goofed up trying to use some silly code, we could...
Joe, slow down.
That's why she was on the telephone.
Well, if you boys wouldn't stay on the phone so much, maybe your father could get through to us himself once in a
Dad's
while.
on his way already.
He ought to be here any minute.
Oh, well, I better get him some lunch.
Who cares? Don't you understand? Now I'll have time for a mystery with us.
A real mystery! Yo!
Mystery? What sort of a mystery? Oh, dear.
Tomorrow's episode, A Real Case.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, A Real Case.
Where you're going, whoever you are.
I'm sorry I didn't... Me? Listen, I was just minding my own business.
Gee, imagine your own father wearing a gun tucked under his belt.
Huh?
I mean, instead of a watch chain, or a deer's tooth, or suspenders like mine. That's because my father's only a doctor.
You mean one of those policemen is somebody's father?
Joe and Frank's, of course. Only he's really a private detective in the city. I wonder what he's doing in that police car anyway. Say, you don't know anything, do you?
Oh, who cares? Gotta go someplace to mow the lawn.
Say, who are you anyway? I never saw you before.
Perry Robinson.
Well, look what you've done. That's my mother's eyebrow pencil you broke.
I'm sorry, but look, I've only been in Bayport a few days. And if those policemen are friends of yours...
But wait till I tell her you sat on her lipstick and made Mr. Hardy see me looking funny and... Say, if he was in that car, then he's home from the city. And if that's so, something terrific is going to happen. Because Joe's just been waiting all summer. But now he'll have a real case to work on. Yay!
I'll say something's gonna happen.
Hey, no rocking the ball carrier. Thanks, Mac. Hiya, Joe. What's cooking, huh?
As if you didn't know.
Joseph, for heaven's sake, you're still sopping wet.
Oh, it's okay, Gertrude. Only why the greeting? What are you so excited about?
As if you didn't know.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Frank, as if he didn't know.
Now, Frank's already got his clothes changed. You hurry it up. Now, come on, please, Joe.
Hiya, Frank.
Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle and the
I'm sorry, son.
Hey, Aunt Gertrude. I want to get your father a sandwich while the lettuce is still...
Guess what?
Oh, Fenton, where's your suitcase?
Now, Gertrude,
Oh, not again.
He's not staying. He's got to go right back almost. Can't even stay at his home one night.
Now, that's ridiculous. He certainly can. Now, Fenton, you just take off your coat.
Now, it's nothing to steam about, Gertrude. A job's a job.
Oh, is that so? Fenton, how many times have I told you?
He's right, Aunt Gertrude. There's nothing we can do about it.
Well, I hope Joe agrees with you as quickly.
Well, you better come in and help me, Frank. There are a few papers I left in my desk.
Hey, I can't hear anything. What are you talking about? Where is everybody? Wait a second, will ya?
Remember when we took those?
I sure do.
Joe must have put them in there. He uses his desk to study.
Hello! I'm the man bandit!
Joseph!
Well, guy, you told me to change shirts.
Upstairs. Just because your father's here doesn't mean that
I'm a nudist.
Joseph!
Hey, take it easy, son. I thought you guys were doing everything your Aunt Gertrude told you.
And what makes you think they're
Hey,
not?
why'd you come home in a Bayport police car,
If I can
Dad?
see the day I can't control a pair of young hoodlums.
Well, one of the boys saw me getting off the train, gave me a lift,
Fact,
that's all.
Fenton Hardy, since I've been managing this house
Hey,
for
did the
three of
governor give you a medal or anything for winding up that case so fast?
Get out of the way, Joe.
Well, guy, you must have given him something for solving it so quick.
You know, Fenton, if you'd stay home once in a while, you'd realize what good boys you do have. Oh, fiddly sticks.
Stay once in a while.
Oh, Joe, I haven't wound up that case quite yet.
What?
Well, I explained to Frank while you were upstairs. I just came home to pick up some papers and see a couple of lawyers in town. I've got to go back to the city on the night train.
But you told me that this summer we were...
I know, Joe. I don't like these jobs that keep me in the city so much either. And I was hoping I'd get a vacation. Take you boys camping or fishing, maybe, but...
Fishing? We were going to work on a real mystery together.
Well,
You didn't even remember.
Joey! Joey, it's me, Iola.
I hear you. Now, go away.
Son, I want you to understand it.
Can't you tell me what your case is?
Will you go away?
Iola, maybe you'd better run along.
But can't Joe come out?
I don't wanna.
Well, can't you tell me what your mystery's gonna be?
Will you get out of here? Take your stupid pretend games and...
Joe!
All right, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Son, I realize you're disappointed.
I said I'm sorry.
Look, I've got a job to do, that's all. And it's not really such an exciting job as you think.
I don't believe it. I don't believe one word of it. You're always doing something exciting.
All right, never mind. The important thing is you're just a boy. Well, what I mean is, I can't let you get mixed up with real danger, with real criminals, and...
Well, it wouldn't exactly have to be a murder case.
Now, Frank, you're old enough to know what being a detective is really like. 90% of it is just dull routine. Filing and cross-filing and adding up 2 and 2.
I'd do anything to be a detective. Even arithmetic.
There are boy detectives sometimes.
Sure there are. Well, Guy, in the secret mystery files, I read about a boy who solved the
Joe,
case of...
maybe it's all right in books for kids to go solving crimes and chasing crooks. But this is real. You're my sons. I can't let you get mixed up with...
That's just it. What's the good of being your sons?
All right. You want a case, I'll give you one.
You mean it?
Of course I do. Now, Frank here tells me that the wire cutters are missing. Certainly no one would steal such a thing. So where did we mislay them? Now, if you'll just assemble all the clues, maybe we can solve...
Oh, why don't parents ever understand anything?
Well, why don't they?
Joe? Joe, stop him! Get him! Get who? How should I know? I only stopped to fix my skates and this canvas came all over me.
Iowa, what are you talking about?
Joe, my purse. It's gone. He took it. I didn't see him, but... Joe, hurry! Joe, what's the matter with you?
Look, Iowa, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but I'm all through with pretend games now, so don't go inventing those wild stories anymore.
What?
From now on, I'm gonna grow up.
Joe!
Tomorrow's episode, The First Clue.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The First Clue.
Joe, my purse. It's gone. He took it. I didn't see him, but... Joe, hurry! Joe, what's the matter with you?
Look, Iowa, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but I'm all through with pretend games now, so
What?
from now on, I'm gonna grow up.
Joe, you come back here.
I'm just sick of playing mystery games, that's all.
But it's true. Somebody dumped that canvas thing over me, and then he grabbed my purse.
Yeah, maybe just dropped it somewhere.
Oh, Joe, I'm not pretending this time. Honest, I'm not.
How'd you know a man did it then?
I didn't say I saw him.
He grabbed my purse, you just said.
Well, what if I did?
How could you say that?
Oh, I think you're the worst detective I ever heard of. I'm going home and make my mother call the police.
Joe? Hey, what are you guys doing in here?
I was going to take a shortcut through Applegate's. Only I stopped to fix my skates. Frank Hardy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Huh?
I'm going to tell your father.
But I just picked it up back there. I thought maybe you lost it. I was coming after Joe and
At least you didn't take anything, lucky for you.
You're goofy. Why would I want your silly...
Wait, you mean there's nothing missing out of your purse? Nothing taken?
I won't tell you. First, you wouldn't believe it happened. Then it's really your brother. Oh, I think you Hardys are awful. I'm sorry I was ever your corpse.
What's the matter with her?
Even if you don't do anything to a girl, it's still your fault. She says somebody knocked her down and grabbed her purse.
Well, who'd want her silly purse anyhow? Come on, let's go home.
Hey, all that junk girls carry around in their purse, maybe she had something in there that she didn't know about. You know, if she's telling the truth, this could be a real mystery. See, first she was down like this, fixing her skates. Then somebody dumped this over her head and grabbed her purse.
Hey, this is a shelter hat, like you get in an army surplus store.
That's how come she couldn't see who it was, and he was gone by the time I got there.
Yeah, somebody who just happens to carry around shelter hats all the time. Hey, wait a minute. A lot of people do have these around this summer.
Who? What?
Well, listen.
lawnmower. Hey, sure.
Old man Applegate's got the only power mower around here. It's the other side of the coach house, I guess.
Well, who's using it? Who'd he finally get to cut his grass?
I'll bet it's the same guy who just jumped on Iola. Come on, let's see.
Hey, look.
Sure, everybody uses these things for hauling grass and stuff. Over there.
Going someplace? Mr. Applegate don't like kids on the property.
Oh, it's all right. We know them, sort of. We're the Hardy boys.
Oh, is that so? Sons of the great Private Eye, huh?
Our father's Fenton Hardy.
Call yourselves the Two Little Winks, I suppose.
Well, who are you? We came here because a girl we know got beat up and robbed, and maybe you had... Well, she lost her purse.
No, not so fast now. My name's Jackley. I'm a plumber. Old man Applegate's got me here this week doing some repairs. Well, what's this about beat up and robbed?
Well, not beaten exactly. Joe there gets mad and says things.
Well, we're not exactly sure about the rob part.
You mean all you really know for sure is you don't like my jokes, huh? What are you two doing, playing detective?
We're not playing, Mr. Jackley. Honest, we're not. Somebody threw one of these things over Iola and scared the daylights out of her.
Listen. Hey, you. Hi.
Boys, this is Perry Robinson. He's new in Bayport. He's working for Applegate in exchange for living in the room here.
You dropped us someplace?
Fighting, is it?
Mr. Applegate.
Mr. Applegate, I was just going to go and...
Never mind what you were doing. Lawnmower's just standing over there, just burning up gasoline. I told Sanders we'd be having a little trouble with you at first.
Mr. Applegate...
Because boys never like to work, do they, young man? Least I wouldn't call snooping around on my property work. Or did your Aunt Gertrude send you? Well, you tell that old busybody.
But we only came here because Perry there...
Don't argue with Perry or try to make him play. He's got work to do, I told you. Work, work, work.
Mr. Applegate...
Come on, he's right. Let's break it up. The fun's all over. Come on.
Come on. Come back in a few weeks, maybe. If he ever learns his lesson, there'll be plenty of time for play. I want all those weeds raked up.
What did you...
It's up there. There's a dig in that roof. I want that repaired, too. Look here. Look right here.
What did you go and interrupt for? Didn't you see how scared Perry was?
Look, why don't you boys come back tonight?
Huh?
Well, the kid sleeps here, but he eats his meals with somebody named Sanders. And you know you're right. He sure did act funny. Now, you said something about being robbed. Well, it wouldn't hurt to look in his room, would it? Huh?
Oh, we're not exactly sure about the rob part.
Sure, you're just curious. Well, let me tell you something, so am I.
You mean there been other things?
Well, I hate to bring the police into it, but, you know, it might be a good idea for everybody's sake if you two boys did a little detectiving, huh?
Anybody home?
Oh, hi, Fenton. You're late for supper.
Oh, well, I want to take care of everything out here. Now I'm all set to go back to the city in the night train.
Oh, too bad the boys have already had their dinner.
Oh. Well, an extra piece of pie might not hurt them any. I'd like to get in a little more visit with them before I go back.
Well, you can't.
What?
No, the boys have gone out for the evening. No explanation, just out.
Oh. Gertrude, I guess you think I'm not much of a father.
Now, stop that. Just that I've been dieting today, that's all. Salesman made me buy something I didn't want, and I stubbed my toe, and... Fenton, do you know anybody named Sanders? The boys were asking.
Sanders? Well, the only one I know of in town is the county juvenile officer. Why?
Just trying to read boys' minds, that's all. They always say they're going no place to do nothing, but it wouldn't be with somebody like that, would it?
Well, I wouldn't worry. They talk a lot about mysteries, but they never really get mixed up in anything. I wonder how they happened to meet Sanders.
Well, I don't think they did. Just some boy who takes his meals with the Sanders is all. What's the matter?
Well, nothing. The only boys Sanders takes in like that are city boys here on probation from reform school.
Come on, we better check. See if Applegate's in the yard.
I don't see anybody.
No, it's all right.
Sure is a gloomy old place, isn't it?
Come on.
Let's get over to Perry's room by the shed while the coast is still clear.
Okay.
Hey! Better hurry. He might be back from Sanders any minute.
Doesn't Perry have a family or anything?
There's some kid down from the city for a while, that's all I know.
I kind of hate to go into Perry's room. I mean, just because he picked on Iola.
Or maybe he took something from her, too. Hey, look! Wire cutters. Just like ours, remember? The ones you couldn't find.
Joe, these are ours. Look at the handle.
This tape used to be white.
I wrapped them that way myself.
I wonder what else he's stolen.
Tomorrow's episode, The Fugitive.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Fugitive.
Lights on. Reading comic books.
I wonder what else he's stolen.
get no work done. Boys. I'll tell him a thing or two. I'll get him going over. One that he'll never forget. It'll make... Oh, dear. If I say 2 words to him, he'll probably run away. Then who'll cut the grass? Who'll take care of the place? Running away. How do you like that? All I said was turn out the light.
Look out, Frank. Let me see him.
You've seen him before. Remember when I wrapped the handles that way?
Well, sure not mine.
They're ours, all right.
Huh? Wire cutters, huh?
Frank was looking for him just this morning.
I guess Perry could have walked past our house and borrowed them without asking, or found them someplace.
He stole them.
Guess maybe he did. Maybe he took something from Iola's purse, too.
That's what I've been trying to tell you all the time, isn't it? Come on, help me search the rest of this stuff.
I wish we knew what it was he took. If he took anything.
Well, I know how you feel. You hate to call anybody a thief. Well, so do I.
I just didn't expect to find anything of ours here, that's all. I mean, he's kind of a goopy kid. Maybe he pushes girls around, but... Hey!
What is it?
I don't know. Some more tools, I guess.
You know, an older guy hates to go accusing kids of things, but this has been missing since the first day I got here.
You mean they're yours?
A match set like this is worth $50. Of course, I got it wholesale. Well, that does it.
Then I guess Perry really is a thief. Unless... Well, Applegate always calls this a gardener's room, doesn't he? Maybe if there was a gardener here before Perry.
Well, that was years and years ago, I'm afraid. There's nobody here now but the kid.
What are you gonna do? To Perry, I mean.
Well, tell Applegate about it. He's the boss here, isn't he? Come on, there's a phone right outside. You know, Joe, you're a funny kid. First, you're all set, hot on the trail, ready to get somebody, and then you...
He's not so funny. He just knows what the penalty for theft is, that's all.
Huh?
When a kid steals something that's worth as much as that, gets sent to reform school for years, maybe.
Oh, and old Applegate's just the kind of a coot who'd love to put a kid there. Is that what you mean?
Look, couldn't we wait until Perry comes back?
Well, you got a point there. Least we can do is hear a story before old Applegate starts yelling for the police, huh?
Come back here.
Let go of me.
Stop that. What?
Listen.
Back here. Will you grab him, sir? At this time of night.
Please, let go of me.
I will not, you thankless young whippersnapper. You bucolic hobbledehoy. You in... Help! Police! There he is. Police! Will somebody help me out of here? Ready? Help! Jeez, Bob. You all right, Mr. Applegate? Where is he? Where is he? I will not take it easy. I don't know where they went.
Of all the silly stunts. Calling us in to look for a boy in the dark. By now he could be a mile from here and we wouldn't see him.
We'd have heard him leaving the grounds, wouldn't we?
Well, maybe. Any luck yet?
No, there's too many places to hide. Hey, Applegate's afraid the kid might come after him with a weapon.
And that's the boy Applegate was thinking of taking in permanent, too.
Nonsense. Perry never hurt anybody. I called Sanders, the juvenile officer, as soon as I heard my sons were involved with him. And it seems that Perry's just had some tough luck in the past, that's all.
Tough luck? What do you mean, tough luck?
Well, living in the wrong place, wrong friends. Maybe that's why they ask Applegate to help.
Parents don't take enough interest. That's where most of it starts.
Oh, sure, but when all's said and done, a boy can do the right thing if he wants to enough. Might take a little bravery sometimes, like when your friends have a wild idea that you know is wrong.
Barry, can you hear me? Barry, listen. Come on now. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Where are you?
Yeah, but I guess once you've stolen something, then it's different. Then everybody's against you.
Just a minute, son. Perry just thinks everybody's against him, that's all. And then he hides and he gets into deeper trouble every minute.
Come on, kid. Where are you? Sing out.
Well, let's go home, boys.
All right.
Oh, Joe, I know how you feel. It's not so much fun being a detective after all, is it?
Barry, I'm warning you.
Not when you have to feel sorry for somebody all the time.
Come on, let's go home.
I forgot the wire cutters. I'll go back and get them.
Joe, skip it. We don't need them. Joe!
All right, kid. We're gonna beat the brush once more, but you'll be sorry.
Perry? Perry? Perry!
Joe!
Hurry up, Joe!
Joe, come on!
You go on, I'm coming! What's the matter with you? That policeman's just getting madder and madder. If you're gonna...
quiet. Listen, I didn't even know what you guys were talking about in my room. And all those tools, where'd they come from? I never even saw them before.
What? I don't believe you.
I'm not a thief. Honest, I'm not.
Then why'd you jump Iola then?
If you'll trust me, I'll trust you. I'll find this in my pocket anyway. Say I stole it, too.
What is it?
It's what I lost on the sidewalk, and that girl scooped it into her purse. She didn't even know it was there.
This thing?
Only if they find this on me, I'll be in real trouble.
Well, what kind of a thing could...
I'm not sure. I only found it yesterday.
Well, what?
Hey, you behind the bush, come out.
Please, just keep it for me and not say anything. Please, Joe. Here I am.
What's the matter with you, son? There's no need to hide from the policeman. Hey, your dad's been yelling all over for you. What's going on around here?
Nothing.
All right, son. Let's go on.
Hurry up, let's see it.
Quiet. It's all dented and there's some kind of funny writing all over it.
Hey, you know what? That's gold. Solid gold.
Next episode, Applegate's Gold.
ovate, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of eight. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of eight all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of eight, pieces of eight, pieces of eight?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Applegate's gold.
Who asked you?
Oh, son.
Which son?
Go tell him I'll be right there, will you?
Okay, Dad.
Well, I guess your detective friends can wait for a couple of eggs.
Well, at least you don't have to drive me to the station. I should have gone back to the city last night.
How could you with all that business of the boys at the Applegates? I don't know what kind of a case in the city is more important than your own family.
No, job's a job. Nothing to steam about.
Dad? What's going to happen to Perry Robinson?
Well, that plumber Jackley's being pretty nice about it. Doesn't want to prefer charges. I suppose he'll stay at Sanders a couple of days while they investigate. But look here. I'm afraid that no matter what happens, the boy will be sent back to the city. Applegate's too steamed up about this to let him stay on. Guilty or not guilty.
Well, if you ask me, Silas Applegate just wants somebody to mow his lawn for nothing.
Well, that's no concern of ours, Gertrude.
A couple of days. That's long enough.
Sure. We got time.
Time for what?
Time to solve the case so Perry won't have to go back to the city.
Now, boys, I told you before, I don't want you getting mixed up in it.
Oh, there's whole angles you don't even know about, Dad. This looks like the beginnings of a real mystery.
Oh, dear.
We got a real client and everything.
Client? If you mean Perry Robinson. Now, look, boys. Before I go, I want to know what you're getting into. What kind of a mystery is this?
We'd rather not say right now, Dad. I mean, you know, it's not ethical for a detective to tell other people about his case, is it?
Now, son, for gosh sakes.
Job's a job. No reason to get all schemed up about it.
Goodbye, Fenton.
Bye, Dad.
So long.
Goodbye.
Now, boys. Suppose that we just...
Well, we can't tell you either, Aunt Gertrude. Come on, Joe, we gotta get going.
Now, look, if you boys think that you're going someplace where you shouldn't.
You promise you won't tell where we are?
Well, maybe.
The public library.
I found something. At least there's pictures in this one, and they're money. Let me see it again.
I wish this was as exciting as that movie was. Because then the rustler started to dig under the floor of the cabin and...
There, look. It's a face, isn't it? Man's head.
Yeah, but...
Look. King Ferdinand VII.
Who? Hey, it's the same.
Look. It says... Ancient Spanish doubloon.
Doubloon? Doubloon? Doubloon. Well, well.
I'm sorry you always make so much noise, Miss Snodgrass.
And pieces of 8. Aren't you interested in those, too?
Huh? What do you mean?
15 men on a dead man's chest. Oh, yes, indeedy. That's what a doubloon is. pirate gold.
Oh, well, we were just leaving, Miss Snodgrass.
Now, don't let me interfere. I just heard you over here looking up doubloons, and I must say I think it's wonderful.
Huh?
For the Hardy boys, I mean. Such a welcome change from those vulgar mysteries you usually come in to look at. The art of fingerprinting, crime detection. But pirates make such nice reading, don't you think? Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum.
Miss Snodgrass, how much do you think a doubloon would actually be worth today?
Oh, I really couldn't say. A great many dollars, I should think. Why?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Of course, you could ask Mr. Applegate, huh?
Mr. Applegate?
I'm sorry, boys. It just struck me funny. You stay with the encyclopedia. It tells the truth.
What?
Never mind. It's just an old private joke. I guess the Applegate treasure is dead and buried by this time.
Applegate treasure? What's that supposed to be?
Well, you worked for him a few days, and we figured you might know something about it.
Well, look out, you're standing on a snake.
Oh, snake.
It's that thing he's turning, silly.
It's used to clean out pipes. Roots and stuff get stuck in them in these old places. Now, what's this malarkey about a treasure?
Well, it's just an expression we heard.
Oh, you did? Well, of all the guys I ever met who don't have a treasure, Applegate's the most. Pinch penny little skinflint. Sour apple juice, I call him. Well, this estate don't mean anything. It's just a run-down, unpainted white elephant. Why, he's harder up than I am. Somebody's been kidding you, boys.
Well, thanks anyway, Mr. Jackley.
For what? I didn't tell you anything. But if I was you boys, I'd ask some old-timer. You know, the way I figure it, that Applegate treasure's just a great big local joke. Something that just plain never was.
No such thing? Of course there's no such thing. Silas Applegate hasn't seen any more pirates' gold than I have.
Are you sure, Eddie?
Of course I'm sure.
Then what was the treasure supposed to be?
I really don't see why children should know everything. Unless it has something to do with your mystery case. Well, has it?
Maybe we better find out things for ourselves.
Oh, I'm not going to pry anything out of you. It's just that the Applegates have always claimed that they inherited pirates' gold, that's all. But nobody's ever seen it except them. And why? Because there isn't any such thing, that's all.
That's the phone, Junior.
Don't worry, that's all there is to it.
Hello? Yeah?
I hope you're not too disappointed.
No, I'm just kind of baffled, that's all. Because, Annie, you see, everybody laughs, only...
Only what?
Frank? Frank, come here! Frank, it's him. Perry.
Oh, ask him where he got that thing. Everybody starts laughing.
It's the first chance he had to call. He says Mr. Sanders wouldn't even let him out of the house.
Hello, Perry? Tell me quick, has that thing got anything to do with Applegate? Where? Just a minute. Yeah? 3 steps beyond... Yeah, go on.
And a few inches down in the dirt. I was just starting to dig up some weeds, and there it was. Then old Applegate came snooping outside. I never had another chance before I got in trouble over there.
Well, we're gonna look some more, because who cares what anybody else thinks? If we know there's at least one real doubloon...
Doubloon? Is that really what it is? Wow. Listen, wait. Don't go looking in the daytime. He'll catch you.
Look, we're gonna wait until nighttime. We're not gonna get caught. I mean, we wouldn't get caught dead getting in any trouble.
see any old sprinkler faucet around here.
Be quiet. Must be around the corner. Come on.
Tomorrow's episode, Dig for Treasure.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Dig for Treasure.
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
May I please speak to Mr. Joe Hardy?
Iola Morton, what are you doing out of bed? It's after 10 o'clock.
Couldn't I please speak to Joe or Frank?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. The boys have been in bed for over an hour.
Maybe they're still awake. And it's summertime, isn't it? I mean, if nobody has to get up early. Couldn't you just look and see if they're awake?
Well, all right. Hold on. Oh, dear. Where are they?
I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to speak.
You know very well you do, young lady. They sneaked out and I didn't even hear them.
But I don't have anything to do with it. Honest, I don't. I called and they wouldn't answer me.
What?
From my window. They were slinking along the sidewalk and they were carrying a shovel.
Iola, it wasn't very nice of you to tattle on them like that. But I'm glad you did. Good night.
Hit a rock, that's all. Give me the flashlight again. We're crazy.
Yeah. Perry found his doubloon just a couple inches under the dirt.
Here we are halfway to China already.
3 steps past the water faucet. About 1.5 feet from the hawthorn bush and 3 feet out from the house, he said.
We're in the right place, all right. There's just nothing here, that's all.
You think Aunt Gertrude's found out we're not in our beds yet?
You think of the nuttiest things?
Well, I didn't say there was more buried treasure. Hey, cut it out.
Come on, help me get this filled in. We're not gonna find anything more here tonight.
Well, you don't have to get sore at me for it.
Who said I was? It's only an owl, stupid.
I wonder which room he sleeps in.
Oh, Applegate? Who cares? Not up there in that tower, I'll bet, anyhow.
Perry said Mr. Applegate always goes to bed early. I sure hope he's right.
Listen, will you help me get this hole filled in? We're going home.
Yeah, I guess it was a crazy idea. Trying to find more doubloons.
Well, at least we know more about it now.
More about what?
The mystery. I mean, if Perry only found 1 doubloon, and we're sure there aren't any more, at least here, well, what have we proved?
What do you say we talk about it at home?
No, wait. Here it was a few inches under and sort of rusty looking. So when was it dropped here?
Oh, a long time ago. A few years ago, at least. That's full enough. Come on, let's go.
And how do I know it was dropped here? Because nobody put it here on purpose, that's all. That's what we proved when we didn't find any more doubloons. Maybe you're right. I guess we could figure it out just as well in bed, huh? Come on, let's go. Hey, Joe, let's go this way. It's faster. Stay close to the house and keep under the window. Uh-oh. What's the matter?
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn? Oh, no.
About 1.5 feet from the hawthorn bush and 3 paces out from the wall, he said. But he didn't say there were 2 bushes.
Take it easy. Maybe there's no water faucet here.
Well, we can't go digging a whole new place up.
No? We dug right where Perry told us, all right. I don't think we made any mistakes, only...
Frank?
Shh. Want to get a shot at her or something?
Well, what's the matter? What happened? Hey, another hole. Frank? Somebody else has been digging.
Be quiet. We're right in front of a window. Be careful. He might even be in there.
Well, it's all right.
Hey, look.
Holy smoke.
This whole side of the house has been dug up.
Hey, remember that snake thing at Mr. Jackley's? Well, maybe he's just been cleaning out water pipes along here.
Yeah. Take an awful big snake to make that hole.
Maybe somebody else has been digging for treasure, too.
Yeah, well, it's not Mr. Jackley, I'm afraid.
Huh?
Footprints, see? They're all the same size. The same guy. Only they're just too little for anybody the size of Jackley.
Too big to be a kid. Frank!
Look out!
Oh, it's you two, is it?
Please, we didn't do anything.
Let go!
Up!
Just what do you think you're doing here? Last night it was that thieving Perry. Tonight it's you two snooping young Hardys.
We didn't do anything wrong. Please, sir. We were just looking for buried treasure, that's all.
Buried treasure? Huh? What's that?
Well, we didn't find any of your doubloons or... well... or anything?
My doubloons? My doubloons? My doubloons.
Of course, we wouldn't take any if we did find them.
Take any of them? I should hope not. If you did, you'd get this and this and this. But you wouldn't. You wouldn't take an old man's gold coin. Wouldn't take them.
Oh, no, sir.
Oh, of course not. I mean...
And never mind. I just hope I didn't frighten you, that's all.
What?
You actually believe in my treasure, don't you? Actually believe it. Very well. Come inside, then. Come on. Come on. This will be a pleasure. Well, don't hang back. Come on. Come on. My doubloon. My doubloon. What a fine pirate crew we'd all make together. Did you ever handle a cutlass, boy?
Me? No, sir.
Or a pike? Or a stiletto? Or a knife?
Well, no, sir. Only in Mumbledy-Peg.
Mumbledy-Peg? Do you want to ruin a good vessel's deck?
No, sir.
I should hope not. We'll stow the Mumbledy-Peg aboard this ship.
Yes, sir.
Aye, aye, sir.
Aye, aye, sir.
That's better, matey. Come on. Lively now. Step aboard. Inside. Inside.
Tomorrow's episode, A Pirate's Chest.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, A Pirate's Chest.
Trespass. Why is it young people have no idea of trespass?
What?
All boys are the same. No respect for property.
Well, we didn't hurt anything digging in your garden.
Doesn't make any difference. It's against the law to go snooping where you're not invited.
We didn't mean to do anything.
In this country, not even a policeman can go snooping on private property. Did you know that? Well, did you? Every man's got a right to his own privacy, we say. And I'd bet you'd be pretty mad if I went and rode your bicycle without asking you, wouldn't you? Well, wouldn't you?
Please, sir. Aren't you afraid you're gonna cut somebody with that?
Mr. Applegate?
Huh?
We're sorry we trespassed. We really are.
We didn't mean to walk on your lawn.
Some people think I'm crazy. But that's a lot of nonsense, of course.
Of course.
Now, before you ask me what trespass was,
That's your phone, isn't it, Mr. Applegate?
Nonsense. Can't be. No one ever phones me at this hour. Yes? Hello? Who is it? Gertrude Hardy?
Aunt Gertrude.
Last night, everybody in the neighborhood was kept awake till all hours. And where were they? At your house. Well, tonight I'm all alone again. And since the boys were asking questions about that ridiculous treasure of yours, They are?
Yes, right here, both of them.
Please, Mr. Applegate.
Nothing to worry about. I'll send them right home. Tell them what?
You tell the boys there's been enough detective foolishness for one night.
These boys aren't foolish. Furthermore, my treasure is not ridiculous.
What?
What's more, I invited your nephews over here. Yes, and asked them not to tell you about it either. So if you think anyone deserves punishment, you speak to me first.
Silas, I don't for 1 minute believe...
And don't argue. Good night.
Why, he's never invited any boys inside that house in his life.
Boy, you sure told her.
How come you lied like that for us?
Huh?
And how come all of a sudden you were so nice to us outside?
But I've already told you. Because you believe in my doubloons, in the Applegate treasure. You do believe them, don't you?
Well, we don't really know much about any treasure, Mr. Applegate.
Of course you don't. Because there's no one to tell you the truth but me. Is there? Come over here. I'll show you. Look. Colonel Nathaniel Applegate, my great-grandfather. He was the one.
He was?
One what?
The one who got the gold, of course, from the pirates. He fought with Andrew Jackson in the Battle of New Orleans.
Where?
New Orleans. The War of 1812. Good heavens, what's the matter with children these days? Haven't you learned yet there's more excitement to be found in one page of real history than there is in a dozen of those comic books? Why, when I was your age...
You mean he got the gold?
Huh? Oh, yes. His fair and square. In payment for damages by Lafitte.
Who?
Jean Lafitte, the pirate, of course. See that? That actually belonged to Lafitte. Or great-grandfather claimed it did. Imagine that. A real pirate's dagger.
Wow.
Of course, I prefer the cutlass myself. For prowlers, that is. Anyway, boys, Lafitte's men burned down part of the family plantation one night. And that honest pirate paid old Nathaniel 3,000 gold doubloons. They were right there in that chest. That's the way they were delivered, and that's the way great-grandfather always wanted them kept.
Gee.
At $30 or $40 apiece, you can imagine what they're worth today.
Can we look?
Son, since Lafitte gave the doubloons to Nathaniel Applegate, no one but a member of the family has ever been allowed to see our pirate gold. But now, go ahead.
It's empty.
What happened to him?
They were stolen 10 years ago. Oh, you boys are only babies. You wouldn't remember.
Oh, but you should have seen the people digging here then.
Everybody in town. Oh, they came running with their greedy shovels like clam diggers at low tide.
Then how come everybody laughs when you mention the Applegate treasure?
Because no one ever found any of it, actually. The white people should think the only way to locate missing doubloons is to dig for them.
Well, what actually did happen to it, Mr. Applegate?
Ah, that's the mystery. I don't know.
Golly, after 10 years, it doesn't give a detective much to work on. Weren't there any clues or anything?
Clues? Huh. For a while, I thought my old gardener had taken them. He and a friend of his had stolen some things down at the rail yard once. But then the police proved that he couldn't have taken my doubloons.
Couldn't they find any other suspects?
No. And they couldn't find any fingerprints. And they couldn't find out how my house had been entered. And they couldn't find their own noses without a pair of glasses.
What?
Oh, your father was just as bad as the rest. Every detective who entered the case. You know what they said? They said they didn't believe there ever had been any gold.
Golly, if Dad said something like that, he must have had a good reason.
Nonsense. Just because I never mentioned my doubloons until after they disappeared? Huh. Tell me the truth now.
Huh?
Why do you believe in my treasure?
Please, you'll tear my shirt. I thought you liked us.
I do. But you too know something, don't you? You and that Perry Robinson.
You let go of him.
Aunt Gertrude thinks we're coming right home.
Tell me, where were you digging? Why were you digging?
Please.
Who started you thinking about treasure?
He can't tell you. It's confidential.
Be quiet.
Confidential? Ho-ho! Now we're getting someplace.
Well, it is. A detective can't go telling his client's secrets, can he?
Joe, will you keep your...
Secrets? What secrets? And when you say client...
It's only that owl, isn't it?
He's disturbed. He's been restless lately. I used to enjoy his nesting up there in the tower.
As soon as we get the pick, we gotta go.
Yeah. Come on.
Wait, boys. I wouldn't hurt you. But you must realize how upset I've been. After all, it is my treasure, and if you find any of it...
Goodbye, Mr. Applegate.
Very well. Play your little detective games, but I'm warning you. If it's anyone like that Perry Robinson who's your client, you better look out or you'll land right in reform school along with him. And if there are any secrets about my doubloons... Oh, dear. Now what's the matter with him? Oh, my.
Wait, I forgot the pick.
Oh, those boys. Oh, those boys. Oh, dear.
Here it is. Come on.
Oh, wait. Look here.
Now who's stalling?
But this is a place where we fell in the dirt ourselves. Just a little while ago.
I don't care what it is. Come on.
Joe, a footprint. Just like those other ones we found.
Yeah. Only Frank, this must have been made just since we got inside.
Tomorrow's episode, Boys in Trouble.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Boys in Trouble.
You boys will be having some trouble now, I can tell you.
Hardy. Uh-oh.
Well, the early bird catches the worm, eh, Jackley?
You can sure say that again. And some worm. Look at this.
Huh? Have you seen it yet? Where is it?
Where is it? Where isn't it? Boy, what a mess.
Huh?
All over the place. Look here, boss. Look for yourself.
Even the funny paper? What? Oh, I'm going to report that to Livery Boy. That's what I'm going to do. Every morning it's the same thing.
Every morning? Boss, what are you talking about? Look at this grass here.
Grass? No, he always throws it in the bushes. I'm talking about my morning newspaper. What else is there to talk about? Hardy! Oh, Hardy, is it? Wait till I tell that woman a thing or two. I'm sick and tired of having your nephews come over here and dig up my lawn. I'm going to toss them out.
Well, I know they... We did that and
They dug up who's what? Now take it easy, Gertrude. I can hear you. No, but I was right in the middle of some work.
Well, you better come to the end of it then, because I'm at the end of my rope.
But what did they actually do to Applegate's garden?
They claim they didn't do anything. Oh, Fenton, it's not important what they did, or even their sneaking out like that last night. Although I wouldn't have known a thing about it if it hadn't been for Iola Morton. And wasn't that an awful thing for that little tattletale to do?
Gertrude, please, just one thing at a time. Now, as I understand it, Applegate...
I don't care about Silas Applegate or his flower bed. It's your sons I'm thinking of.
Well, I hope you gave them a piece of your mind.
It's a piece of your mind they need.
All right, Gertrude. I guess I can get back from the city for one night. I'll talk to those boys this evening, don't worry.
Fenton, if you lay a hand on either one of them,
Oh, Gertrude, you're hopeless.
Well, all they need to keep out of trouble is a little advice from you once in a while.
Well, I'm still going to lay down the law about one thing. No more of this junior detective nonsense.
I second the motion.
3,000 doubloons at $30 a piece is
$9,000?
You left out a zero, stupid.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's $90,000. And he said they might be worth as much as $40 apiece, didn't he?
I guess museums and collectors would buy them all right. Well, made of gold.
That'd be $120,000. Wow. Hey, will you cut it out?
Look, you don't think old Applejuice would give us anything, do you? After last night? Besides, you heard what Aunt Gertrude said after she talked to Dad on the phone.
Junior detective nonsense. You don't suppose he really said that, do you?
Boy, I'm telling you, after tonight, I don't even think we'll be allowed to read Sherlock Holmes.
Sure doesn't give us much time to solve anything.
Ha! You guys, solve anything.
Hi, Perry.
Hi. I came over to get the doubloon back.
Oh, listen, we've been trying to find out about it for you.
Sure, we've been investigating and everything.
Investigating? I just walked past Applegate's house. What a mess.
Perry, we didn't do all that digging.
No, we dug just where you told us to and nowhere else. Except we left our pick and shovel there.
Yeah, and somebody used them to get us in trouble.
Gee. You mean just like what happened to me?
Huh?
Well, when somebody stole those tools, and then they hid them in my room so I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, it's just exactly the same.
Golly.
Well, who is it? I mean, well, who'd want to do such a thing?
He said he'd pick me up here. I didn't know I'd be so quick. I better take the doubloon.
Golly, what are you, a prisoner or something?
Of course not. Only probation officer's making me move back to the city in the morning.
Leaving Bayport for good?
Well, I was only here to have that job at Applegate's and to see whether I could get along.
Hey, kid, come on, let's go.
Please, sir, just give me a few more minutes.
Golly, you haven't got any more time than we have. Pretty soon our father's gonna make us stop being detectives at all.
Yeah. Hey, Perry, how come you wanted to look for some more doubloons? They wouldn't be yours, you know.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting along with a guy like Applegate. I mean, doing something to make him happy. I've got to have a place where they'll give me a job and a place to live, haven't I? Back in the city is nothing but a dirty...
Iola. She wouldn't have gone and blabbed on us, we wouldn't be in this. Hey.
Oh, it wasn't her fault we got scared and left our pick and shovel over there. That's what got us into trouble.
That's it, our pick and shovel. That's our last hope. Iola?
Joseph Hardy, don't you touch me!
Joe! Hey, wait, kid, where are you going?
Boys, come back here.
I'll get him, Miss Hardy.
I told you not to leave until your father...
Wait, you guys. There. Look, I'm not hurting. I'm just going to let you help us, that's all.
Help us? Joe, what's a big idea? Now that policeman's sore, too.
Don't you guys understand? As soon as it's dark, she's going to get us our pick and shovel back. They're still in the same dirt where we left them.
I'm going to what? Where?
Well, none of us guys could get near the place without being shot. Well, I mean, well, even if we weren't being watched all the time.
Joe!
Don't you guys understand? There's still time to solve the case. We can get the fingerprints of the crook that did the digging.
Hey, from the shovel.
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? Crook? What crook? Here, you let go of her. Now, what's the idea of all you running away?
Oh, she's no crook, sir. She's a female detective. One of the finest in the world.
Oh, so you're just playing games, huh?
Sure. Hide and seek. We are. Go on and hide, everybody. I'm it.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Cut it out.
Well, come on. We don't want Applegate seeing us now.
Applegate, where?
He's not any place right now, but this is his property.
Yeah, I know. All right. Now, everybody back to the sidewalk. Go on. And you climb into that car. That old Billy Goat will slaughter anybody he catch trespassing around here. Come on. And be careful of that shrubbery. Don't break any of it down. The old man comes out here, he'll have nothing but trouble. Now, son, get in the car.
But
I guess I might not be seeing you guys again.
Oh, yes, you will. We still have something of yours. And maybe after tonight, you won't even have to leave Bayport.
All right, kid, come on. Let's go.
So long, everybody.
What does a female detective have to do?
We just told you. All you have to do is sneak over tonight and get our pick and shovel.
Before he and Dad and everyone handle him and get all the fingerprints off.
But it'll be dark.
Oh, there's nothing to it. Don't be scared.
Sure, if Mr. Jackley's here, maybe he'll help you.
That plumber? But maybe he's the crook.
Maybe. Anyway, we'll find out before morning.
We?
Gee, that's a beautiful blouse you have on.
Tomorrow's episode, The Female Detective.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Female Detective.
Huh? Oh.
Jackley?
Yes, sir. Just me.
Little late, aren't you? What's the matter with that blasted owl?
The one up at the tower, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, search me. I just washed up. I was going home for the night.
Oh.
Hey, well, what's this for?
Oh. I was just... Oh, this. Yeah. Well, good night, Jack.
Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to skewer that bird up there. Pesky nuisance.
Oh, just the last couple of days. Have you noticed it, too?
No, I hadn't. Maybe he's building a nest, huh?
Oh, he's always been up there in the tower, but he's usually more quiet.
Well, I could board up those empty windows for you someday, if you like.
What's the use? The tower's been closed off for years. I never use those rooms anymore.
Well, I just thought in case you didn't want any more owls getting in.
But I like birds. Don't you?
Well, don't let the screeching bother you, sir.
It's a barn owl, not a screech owl.
Well, it just makes you so nervous you got to carry that sword around with you.
Cutlass, man, cutlass!
Mr. Applegate, I don't care if it's for skewering marshmallows.
Oh, please, Jackie. I'm sorry. I've been so nervous lately. At night.
Well, why don't you lock up and go to bed, huh?
No. I have to wait till Fenton Hardy gets here.
You mean you need a detective just to get rid of that bird for you?
Of course not. To get rid of his pick and shovel, that's all. And to hear what I think of any man who let his sons come snooping and digging?
That's the stuff, boss. You tell him. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, those Hardy boys are getting everybody on edge, aren't they? Well, I'm going home. It's getting cold out here. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, dear.
Hello?
Gertrude, I was just sitting here quietly dozing over a book, and I merely wondered if your brother...
Fenton? Well, of course he's not home yet. And I'm certainly going to make him eat something before he goes traipsing over to your house.
Thank you. That's the only reason I called.
I don't for the life of me see why he has to come. I can still send one of the boys for the tools.
Oh, no, you don't. No one's going to touch that pick and shovel until your brother gets here.
All right. You needn't explain it all over again. You're scared about something and you want Fenton's advice and you won't admit it. I'll tell him. Goodbye.
Gertrude, that is most certainly not true. It's those youngsters I'm worried about. Why, I'll bet you they're up to more mischief this very instant. You probably don't even know where they are.
Well, I most certainly do. They're sitting out on their front porch waiting for their father, just like you are. Of all the ridiculous... wait a minute.
Oh, hi, Eddie. Anything wrong?
No, nothing. Silas Applegate, you are a suspicious, worrying old gloomy Gus. And on such a lovely summer evening like tonight, too. You ought to be ashamed.
Listen.
Yeah, that's Iola's whistle, all right. Oh, that goop.
Well, at least she's finally on her way to Applegate's. Now all we gotta do is wait.
What do you want to bet she messes up things somehow?
Take it easy. She didn't have to go in the first place.
Why does she keep on whistling for? We got her signal. Oh, she's probably afraid. You know how girls are.
Quiet. She ought to be there in a minute.
Just as if there was anything to be really afraid of over there. Ah, on a nice night like this, too.
Thank you.
Hi, boys.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
Well, you boys look as though you expected a thunderstorm.
No, Dad, just you.
Well, wait till I have a bite to eat.
Yeah, Gertrude's got dinner ready for you now.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have a little talk, boys. After I've seen Applegate. I guess you both realize that this mystery stuff of yours has gotten a little out of hand, that's all. I'm sure the whole thing is silly, but... Well, we'll talk about it later. You coming inside?
In a minute.
It's so nice out here, we thought we might stay for a while.
Okay, boys. Oh, Gertrude, I'm home. Oh, there you are.
Hello, Fenton.
Say, what's the matter with the boys? They act scared to death.
Oh, those pint-sized detectives and their mysteries. I'm just glad you're at home, Fenton. You know, that old fuddy-duddy Silas Applegate has been pestering the life out of me. And I told the boys that they couldn't leave the house until you talked to him. Come on, I'll fix you some supper.
Well, it sure sounded silly on the phone.
Just wait till we get those fingerprints. We'll show him how silly this is.
She's got to be there by now.
Next episode, Iola's bravery.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Iola's bravery.
I don't know how slow Iola walks, but...
Plenty slow, I bet. She was sure scared.
Well, she's there now. That's a cinch. Hey, you think it's okay letting a girl go out alone at night?
Well, what could hurt her? happens to her, it'll be our fault.
Halt! I see you. Where are you? Halt! Answer me!
You heard that, didn't you?
Somebody's shouting someplace.
Answer me! Who are you? Where are you? Answer me, I said. Answer me! Where are you? You can't get away from me, you trespasser, you! Stop! I don't care who you are. Here I come. I know who you are now. Yes, I do. I guess you're robbers. Assassins! Now I got you. Oh, no, you don't.
Frank, I can't stand it anymore.
Frank? Joe?
Where'd they go? Oh, my. Isn't it a lovely evening?
Yeah. Didn't you hear something that sounded like a man yelling?
Oh, somebody left the television on, that's all. Probably the Joneses.
No. Came from down there.
Oh, please, please, Mr. Applegate, let me out. It's me, Iola Martin.
Who?
Iola Martin.
Oh, but wait. I can't get the door open.
I'll tell my father.
I said I'll have to go over and get the keys.
Oh, please,
Don't worry.
Please, Mr.
I thought you were some boys, that's all. I mean... Oh, dear.
Hey, maybe the window's loose. Try and push it in on the inside.
There it is again.
The Bronsons have been fighting a good deal lately. Her mother's in town.
Look out, Joe.
Wait a minute, I'm coming.
I'm trying to get this pig and shovel only chasing.
Joe, look, Mr. Jackley.
Is it dead?
It's tied. Great Scott! What's going on here? Jackley!
Hi. I guess now it's a real mystery.
Tomorrow's episode, Footsteps in the Tower.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Footsteps in the Tower.
Iola! Joe, Frank, get me out of here!
Hey, maybe the window's loose. Try and push it in on the inside.
I'm trying to get this pig and shovel only chasing.
Joe, look, Mr. Jackley.
Is it dead?
It's tied.
Who tied him?
I can't get
You should have seen Applegate.
Joe, help me.
Make sure
Great
you're all right.
Scott! What's going on here? Jackley!
Hi. I guess now it's a real mystery.
What in the name of Sam Hill?
Jackley, he's a plumber.
He's not dead, is he?
No, of course not. Here, give me a hand, boys. Let's get him over on that couch.
All right.
A mess here, isn't it?
All right, here we go. All right, easy.
Oh, dear.
All right, lift his feet up right.
Okay, Dad.
The knot's there and back.
Stand back, children. I'll take care of this.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Applegate. It doesn't look as though we needed a shave, too.
Well, I only brought these along because I thought there might be danger.
To whom?
Mr. Applegate wasn't going to stab anybody, Dad.
Oh, of course not. Thank you, young man.
That's Lafitte's dagger, Dad, the pirate.
He locked me in.
That other thing over there is just a cutlass.
Do you know what I'm going to do, Mr. Hardy? I'm going to tell my father.
Iola, will you get out of the way?
You understand, Hardy, I only thought the children might be in danger.
Lafitte's the guy that gave the doubloons to his grandfather in the first place.
I don't care. He locked me in.
Mr. Jackley needs air.
Oh, now be quiet, all of you, will you? Now, who is this Jackley, anyway?
Well, he's been working for me for several days, but I certainly didn't tell him to come over here and have this happen to him.
I sat on him, too.
Well, he's been hit in the head. Looks like that's the only place he's been hit, though. Who found him this way?
She did, and we saw her, but, well, we haven't had much time to figure out anything, because, well, you came in and took over everything.
Well, I'm still the one who found him. I only sat on him because he locked me in when I heard a noise upstairs. And...
A noise?
Upstairs? Oh, no. I was standing by the door, and the boys came and stood by the window, and... What sort of noise?
That?
The owl? Well, that's nothing to be afraid of.
Well, it isn't.
He's been restless like that for several days now.
Something scares him, maybe.
Footsteps.
What's up there, Mr. Applegate?
Well, now, how should I know? Oh, you mean the rooms? Well, another one like this, then over that, a third story, just the same. But there's nothing up there in the tower rooms that I know of.
But I'm sure I heard footsteps. And then a door shut, and...
Well, all of you wait here, and I'll go take a look.
It's not fair. Well, it's our case, and I wouldn't be afraid to go up there and see what's... Well, I wouldn't.
Now, keep quiet.
I guess my mother must be worried about me, maybe.
Shh. Don't be frightened, children. I'm here.
I'm sure I heard somebody.
Sometimes a child's imagination.
I guess Mr. Jackley didn't hit himself over the head.
Oh, no. No, of course not.
It's just me. Nobody up here.
Hey! Oh, what's happening? Oh, which one of you hit me?
None of us.
Oh, that's right. I into something.
Mr. Jackley, shouldn't you...
All right. I'll be fine now.
Mr. Hardy's going upstairs to see.
Oh, going where? Why, there's nothing upstairs. There's no reason for anybody.
Mr. Jackley, be quiet.
Dad's up there now.
Now?
I'm going home. Wait, Iowa.
Applegate, grab him! Look out! Look out!
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Well, I guess you don't mind my butting into your case this time, do you?
Oh, brother.
You all right, Frank?
Sure, Dad. Yeah, I never saw this guy before.
It's Bowles. Bowles, my old gardener.
Gardner. Hey,
You mean the one that used to work for you?
Yeah.
when your treasure was stolen years ago, remember?
What's all this treasure? Whose treasure? Where?
Now, never mind. We'll just call the police. That man's a trespasser, that's what he is.
Is he the one who hit you tonight, who tied you up?
Well, search me. Could have been Captain Kidd for all I saw.
Captain Kidd had nothing to do with it.
Well, you said treasure.
Maybe Bowles was snooping for your doubloons.
Hardy, you just call the police. There's no need to bother about anything else. Is there, boys, huh?
I guess they figure you and I don't belong here.
Huh? No, not that. You've been very handy. It's just that the boys and I are the only ones who know. No, we're not. What am I talking about? Oh, dear. What are you two doing here anyway? Come to think of it, you're trespassing too, aren't you? Fine thing, Hardy, to allow your
Now,
son...
look, Applegate.
And you, trying to make off with that pick and shovel. What's this all about? What's happening here tonight?
Don't look at me, Mr. Applegate. I just wish I stayed home right now.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry. There, don't cry, little girl. Please don't cry.
Now, let's get this man inside. Applegate, you call the police.
Huh?
Now, Iola, will you stop crying? We'll get you home in a few minutes.
Don't worry. Apple juice won't be so sore when that guy Bowles comes to.
Huh?
What do you want to bet he knows where the treasure is?
Tomorrow's episode, The Prisoner Speaks.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Prisoner Speaks.
Applegate, grab him!
Oh, so there you are, and about time.
We got him. He's going to jail.
Dad got him one right in the jaw, too.
You should have seen it.
Sowie!
Hey, take it easy, boy.
You know what he said when the cops came and...
What hit me? Oh, you should have seen it. Sowie!
We're going over and search his house in the morning, too.
Sowie!
Who?
Why, that guy Bowles, of course.
He used to be the gardener.
Looks like he's the one who hit Jackley over the head.
Did what? Who did?
You know, Applegate's old gardener from years ago. I bet he was the one that used our pick and shovel to get us in trouble. You just wait and see.
Of course, but he won't admit it. He won't admit anything.
Except that his jaw hurts. Sowie!
I thought you said that he got hit on the head.
Oh, Annie, you get everything mixed up.
That was before we got there. See, Jackley must have bumped into him or something because he hit him and tied him up and... What?
Well, to keep from being discovered, maybe. You see, he was hiding in the tower room, only when Dad came down the stairs, he jumped out the window and...
Never mind. Don't tell me anything else. I'm sure that I would... Jumped out the window?
Now, Gertrude, there wasn't any danger. Okay, boys, let's get to bed, huh?
Oh, Dad.
We gotta tell Perry Robinson, haven't we? I mean, maybe this guy Bowles did everything. So then Perry wouldn't have to go back to the city.
Maybe, but I'll take care of it. Now, run along, both of you. We've still got a lot of detective work ahead of us in the morning.
Yeah. Wait till you hear how old man Applegate chased Iowa Morton with a dagger in his teeth. Good night.
What? Belonged to pirates, Jean Lafitte, just like all the gold and the treasure. Night. Good night, boys. Oh. I'm glad you gave the boys a piece of your mind. Obviously, there won't be any more of that mystery nonsense. I can tell that.
Now, Gertrude, there just wasn't time to reprimand the boys. Well, I've been on the go from the second I got here.
Don't be silly. I saw how happy they were and impressed with you. Zowie! But what sort of awful mystery are they mixed up with?
Oh, I'm sure it's just a false alarm. A stupid man like Bowles falls for treasure talk even worse than the children do. He's been snooping around over there and just hasn't wanted to get caught at it, that's all. So you see, it may be a disappointment to the boys, but I suspect by tomorrow there really won't be any more of this mystery nonsense to worry about.
Come on, get up.
So it's home sweet home, is it? Well, now you better warm up those handcuffs. There's one of me old friends to the rescue. What? There was a time I could jump aboard that fast.
Well, we'd better jump to where we're supposed to be.
Ah, that was the life. No wonder I was always a weedy kind of gardener. The grass always looking so green somewhere else. Well, still talking, huh? Well, why not? After the grand breakfast you gave me. Oh, that's a lovely little jail you have in this town, Sergeant.
You tell me you raised quite a ruckus last night, moaning about your bed and blankets, among other things.
Yes, that's right. I forgot that. You know how it is the first time. Getting used to a new place, even the best of places. And me feet were bothering me something awful yesterday.
Oh, why don't you shut it off, Bowles? You talk more and say less than anyone I ever met.
Chief took a crack at him this morning, too, Sergeant. He didn't get anywhere either.
Why should I say I'm guilty? Why should I admit to a lot of things that I never did?
So now you're denying everything that happened over at Applegate's, huh?
Oh, no, I don't. Now, don't you try putting your words into my mouth. It's not sanitary.
No, come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, wait. I want to make my position quite clear, that's all. Now, when it comes to things that's been done, and maybe there's laws against, I don't say I did them, and I don't say I didn't.
Take him inside and wait in the hallway. They're busy with the landlady.
Who's busy?
Well, for your information, Fenton Hardy is going through your room himself. Him and his sons both. That's why you're out here for questioning.
Yes. The sons, too, now. Well, we'll see if a real detective can find anything to make me talk.
Oh, that's all right. Let's go.
He really didn't have no wardrobe this time, you might say. Them spare socks of his, I wouldn't even call luggage.
Dad, is this where Bowles lived 10 years ago?
That's right, son.
Him and his friend Jenkins. Only my mother was landlady then, so I really don't know nothing about it.
Jenkins? That's the friend Mr. Applegate said stole some stuff with Bowles once.
Yeah, down by the rail yards, he said. Hey, that must have been near here.
Somebody stole some homemade root beer is all I know about. Can I go now?
Hey, Frank. Maybe they were both in on swiping the treasure.
Easy, son.
Treasure? You mean like golden things? Oh, why didn't you say there was a reason for asking so many questions?
Never mind. All right, Sergeant, you can bring him up now.
Look, tell me some more about that treasure. You said...
I said never mind. Now, you boys have got to remember that this man Bowles has never really been in any serious trouble before. He's not a regular criminal, you know.
Say.
That's all, lady.
You're gonna give him the 3rd degree, aren't you?
Yeah, we didn't find anything just searching his room. He's gotta talk.
And if he won't, we'll take him.
Joe, you can't make a man testify against himself.
Huh?
Tell on himself. In this country, everybody's protected by law, just like the property is. Why, the police couldn't even be in this room without a search warrant.
We know that, but
in the movies all the time, they
Joe, if you really think this man Bowles has done something serious, then it's up to you to prove it. That's what a detective's job is, to figure out what the crime is, find out who's guilty, and then prove it.
Ah, yes, proving things. That's the hard part. 'Cause for that you need a corpus delicti. Don't you, Mr. Hardy?
Corpse?
Oh, no, lad. There's nobody dead. It's just legal words, that's all. But you know what it means? Just don't you two nippers go around accusing people of stealing treasure, see? I had enough trouble with that in the past. 'Cause first of all, no one in this town ever proved that there was such a corpus to steal.
All right, lawyer. Stand over here.
Hey, easy with your shoving there. I've got feet that's killing me.
Here's some notes from what he had to say downtown. Thought you might like to look at them, sir.
Know how long they kept me standing last night to be searched, Mr. Hardy. And now you're going to keep me some more.
Well, we've just a few questions to ask you, that's all.
Then give me blankets so short, a man has to keep his hard old shoes on all night.
Never mind.
I only thought you might let me sit down for a minute. At least you might reward me with the comfort of me old sneakers to wear back to the jail. That is, if they're still in the closet after all you're searching.
No.
I've seen the sneakers, Sergeant. No guns or knives, if that's what you're thinking of.
Bowles is putting an act on for the kids, is what I'm thinking. Clothes he's wearing must have been looked at downtown. Okay, go ahead. Here, it begins here. No, way back here.
Is that all that? Wow.
Lots of nothing, kid. Just lots of nothing.
There. That's what they asked him. Did you strike Mr. Jackley over the head?
Hey, he admitted he lived in the same place, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for what he might have said about last night.
What a lovely jail you have here. What's that an answer to?
Doesn't mean anything.
Okay, Sergeant. I get the idea.
All right, Bowles.
Ah, what a relief. To be able to wiggle one's toes, that is. It's like getting rid of a worry, almost. And now, my young detectives, let's see you make an innocent man talk.
Tomorrow's episode, A Strange Confession.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, a strange confession.
Hi.
Perry Robinson, you get away from here.
What's the matter? You got nervous indigestion or something? Jumped like a rabbit that was getting shot.
You made me spoil everything, smarty.
Maybe you got nervous disorders.
You never shot a rabbit in your life.
Ah, who cares?
You're not even supposed to be here.
I am too.
I know what happened. Today you have to go back to the city because nobody wants you around anymore. By tomorrow, I bet you're back from reform school. So there. I'm sorry.
Why? You don't even know what you're talking about.
I do so. The probation officer said...
That was yesterday. Now they're gonna let me stay around till they find out what that guy Bowles says.
Oh, well, I am sorry.
I just hope he confesses about the tools, that's all.
The what?
You know, the ones everybody said I took. That's what got me in trouble in the first place.
If he says things that make you innocent, then you can stay in Bayport and go back to work for old Apple Juice, maybe. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. Doesn't make any difference to me where I go.
Me neither. Joe Hardy's already my boyfriend.
Huh?
But don't you dare tell him.
Don't worry. Goodbye.
I was there when they caught Bowles last night. Did you know?
Of course. Bet you were sure scared.
Oh, is that so? Maybe I just lost my interest in mysteries is all.
Must be tough being a girl sometimes.
Maybe I don't even care what the Hardys are making Bowles confess. What they're making him squeal with 3rd degrees and...
Really? Is that what's going on?
That's where they are right now.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Joe and Frank have got that guy Bowles singing like a squirmy canary.
I just don't say I did, and I don't say I didn't.
That does it. How long have we been here now?
Well, you keep asking the same questions. Is there anything wrong with the same answers?
We just gotta know if you stole something.
Look, now, I don't object to letting you practice your detective thing on me, laddie.
It's not practice. Our client, a guy we know's in trouble because somebody made it look like he was a thief.
The shame of it.
And if somebody hadn't gone and messed up those handles, we'd have your fingerprints to prove it, too.
Now, stop, boys. That's enough. You just ain't got them, and that's that. Oh, perhaps I'd better say haven't got them in front of the kids.
Maybe you'd better work your memory a little harder.
But I'd like to help the laddies. Now, honest, I would. Such fine, upstanding young gentlemen. They're a credit here. Truly they are. A wee bit suspicious, maybe. But I suppose with you for a father, that's only natural.
Shall we get back on the subject?
And what is the subject, Mr. Hardy?
You, and why you won't talk.
Oh, but I've been talking a great deal. It's almost embarrassing. Excuse me, boys. I am truly sorry. You talk for a bit. Go on, say whatever you have a mind to.
Last night you committed trespass and assault both. You're going to go to jail anyway. What difference does it make?
I can't tell you things I know nothing about, can I?
But what were you snooping around Applegate's for in the first place?
That's just the one thing I don't seem to be able to tell you somehow.
Don't you understand, Dad? He was looking for the treasure, but he didn't want anyone else interfering.
Yeah. Only why'd he hang around the tower rooms? And why'd he come back to Bayport after so many years? What I mean is, how much does he really know about the Applegate treasure?
Frank, don't you understand? The very fact that he won't talk means that those thousands of doubloons are still hidden somewhere.
Thousands of what?
Doubloons. 3,000 doubloons.
Oh, no, stop it, boys. Will you listen to how old Applegate's been making his treasure grow through the years?
Hey, what are doubloons? I've heard of pieces of 8.
Cut it out. This town went crazy 10 years ago looking for gold, and it's not going to happen again, you hear me?
All right, I'm sorry.
I agree with you, Sergeant.
And me too. You know, I had to leave this town once. I was pestered so much. Old apple cider with his talk of gold that wasn't there. Oh, there's no laughing matter, boys. You see, the more he talked, the more people said I must have took it.
Well, maybe you did.
Hey, wait, whoa now, hold your horses. You know, you should have a real heart-to-heart talk with them, Mr. Hardy. It'd be a crying shame for two such upstanding young lads to pine away in a foul prison under charges of slander and libel. You know I didn't do it, Mr. Hardy, don't you?
Joe, I'm afraid your father proved that Bowles there just couldn't have stolen anything. Not the way Applegate claims his treasure was taken.
Oh. Well, your partner could have. That Jenkins.
Jenkins? I haven't laid eyes on him these last 10 years. People said we were friends just because we lived in the same place only.
But Mr. Bowles.
I'm afraid that's enough now, son. You boys have had your fun. We gotta haul him back downtown, Mr. Hardy.
I understand. Come on, boys.
Well, I don't understand. Golly, Daddy, he says everything except what we want to know. He won't help Perry or us a bit. Why? Why is he so afraid to tell the truth? Why won't he talk?
Unless he's guilty of something awful. Something enormous.
Oh, boys, such a way to speak.
All right.
It's not unusual for a man to keep his mouth shut until he's sure where he stands.
There, you see.
So, Sergeant, suppose you all wait for me outside. I'll call Applegate for you.
Okay.
And if he and Jackley are ready to come down to the police station and file charges against Bowles here, I guess then he'll start talking fast enough.
If he don't, then maybe he does know something big.
Detectives.
Oh, yes, Mr. Hardy. I searched the place this morning as you suggested and... What? No, I didn't find anything.
But I just thought you might have found something missing. You know, in the tower rooms or any place else the Bowles might have been.
What difference does it make? I'm charging that man with trespassing.
Mr. Applegate, trespassing is not a very big crime. Now, we can't scare him into talking and let...
But if nothing is missing, how can I accuse him of stealing or anything worse?
You want me, boss? Sorry, I couldn't come when you started yelling.
You talk to him, Jackley. You're the one that Bowles hit over the head.
Well, yeah, but...
That's assault.
Hello?
With a deadly weapon, maybe.
Hello, Jackley. You feeling better now?
Sure, but the bump on my head isn't. Mr. Hardy, all I feel is I want to finish my work and get out of this wacky place. Oh, no offense, boss. Huh? Well, you can bring charges against him without my saying anything, can't you?
But it's circumstantial. You're the one who saw Bowles hit you.
Well, I hate to get anybody in trouble. No, I'm not being soft-hearted. I hate to lie, too.
To what?
Well, even though I know it must have been Bowles that hit me on the head and tied me up, I racked my memory. And you know something, Mr. Hardy? I never actually seen it was him.
Goodbye.
Don't be long now, will it, boys? You'll be letting me free soon, don't you think?
Letting you free?
Well, what have I done? I ask you, with all the talk, has one bad thing been proven against me?
Now, don't start that again.
When Dad gets out of here...
Oh, all right. We'll just have to wait, I suppose.
Sergeant.
So now you'll expect me to fall down in a fit of confessing, I suppose. But let me tell you, I don't care what anybody charges me with. There's nothing that can make me... Oh, Mr. Hardy, your face tells me that there's some little difficulty yet.
Can either one of them help?
I'm afraid we've all been wasting our time. Keep him locked up on your own charges, I guess.
Well, soon I'll be riding one of those beauties out of town. Won't I now? Maybe. Freed for lack of evidence, maybe. You see now, boys, why I don't talk. When it comes to bad things, I just don't say I did them, and I don't say I didn't.
Well, if those fingerprints on the shovel hadn't been so messed up, that would have made you...
Boys, get in the car, will you? I'll be right with you. Sergeant, can I talk to you a minute?
Hey, what about the footprints in the flower garden where all the digging was?
What about them?
Let's go back and get those shoes.
The ones he took off?
They're the same ones he had on last night, aren't they? We made plaster casts of them, and they're the very same as the tracks in the flower bed.
All right, get in the car.
Hey, wait now, wait.
Come on, boys.
No, Dad. We gotta go back to his closet and get those...
Hey, no, don't do that. What do you think I changed into me sneakers for if it wasn't to avoid such a thing?
Such a thing as what?
That's the horror of a plaster cast, of course. I should have thought you would have seen me trembling. Well, now, aren't you men all ashamed of yourselves? The only real detective among the lot of you. There he is. The only one who's able to force the confession out of me. The confession about the digging, I mean.
I don't understand.
Sonny, you can leave those shoes lying in the closet where they are. They'll measure exactly the same as the footprints. Oh, I admit it. I know when I'm trapped. Here, lead me back to the jailhouse, and for you, Sonny, I'll sign a confession.
Tomorrow's episode, A Golden Clue.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, A Golden Clue.
All right, I'm coming. Hello. Oh, it's you.
There's nothing wrong with being me, Gertrude.
I'm sorry, Silas. But after all that's been going on in this town...
Whatever has happened hasn't been any of my doings, has it? Of course not. It's those nephews of yours that have been responsible. Jack Lee here saw them all driving downtown together, following a police car. The boys were with their father, that is. And their car was following the police.
With Bowles, tell her.
Well, if it means anything, Fenton sent word that they were on their way down to find out about a confession. That's all.
Wait a minute. If that man Bowles is confessing...
What's that? Let me have that phone.
Let go.
Goodbye, Silas.
Gertrude, hello.
Listen, lady, we just thought you might know something.
She hung up.
What's going on? What do you suppose Bowles is telling them?
Hi. I just came over to wait for you.
Did he confess? You made him, didn't you?
She says he went down to the jail.
Yeah, we even got to go inside.
Well, what happened? Did he really confess?
Oh, well, I made him admit that he's the one that took our pick and shovel and did all that digging. And I mean all of it. Didn't I, Frank? You see, Bowles wanted to get us into trouble, but he didn't want us snooping around Applegate's. Maybe finding out what he was doing there.
Is that all?
Ask him. He's telling it.
Well, nobody else could get anything out of him. Frank's just jealous because he's not as good a detective as I am. But when I started talking about those shoes, and when I looked him right into the eyes...
Did he start shivering? Did he?
Well, sister, you could sure see how guilty he was.
Oh, I wish I could have been there to see you make him squeal. Oh, Joe, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, why don't you ever go home or something?
That is all. Isn't it?
Oh, of course not. I'll think of plenty other ways to trap that crook.
Hooray for Sherlock Holmes.
Listen here, you.
Ah, skip it.
Now, wait a minute. You gotta admit, that's all Bowles did say. So maybe we're out of trouble, but that doesn't do any good for our client.
Who?
Me.
What of it?
Or solve any mysteries about the Applegate treasure, either.
He just told you he'd think of some more traps for everybody. You two are just soreheads because Joe's smarter than you are.
Will you go home?
What?
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a bragger.
Hey, you know, come to think of it, when you said all that stuff about the shoes, Bowles really did start shaking.
Oh, lay off.
Only why? Why would he all of a sudden talk? You didn't really say anything to make him.
I said more than you said. Well, I mean, I never claimed I got a whole confession, did I?
Maybe it was the shoes themselves.
Huh?
Maybe for some reason Bowles didn't want us to look at the shoes.
That doesn't make any sense.
You be quiet. He's the great detective.
All right, so I'm a bragger, so I'm sorry. What else do I gotta say?
Let's go back and get those shoes.
Huh? Hey, sure.
Well, come on, let's go.
Wait! You guys crazy or something? What's this all about?
Wait till we find out for ourselves.
What about trespassing? If we go into Bowles' room...
Look, the house belongs to the landlady, doesn't it?
Yeah?
Well, if she invites us in, that's not trespassing, is it?
I don't know. She sure didn't look very inviting.
We'll get in somehow. Joe, we just have to see those shoes.
Okay, I'm coming.
But the shoes aren't hers. We can't just take them.
All I want to do is look at them. There's got to be something fishy. Remember how anxious Bowles was to get rid of them and get into his tennis shoes?
Yeah, I know, but what could be fishy about a pair of shoes?
I don't... Shh, here she comes.
Frank, what are you gonna say?
I don't know. If you could keep her busy for a while, maybe I could...
Yeah? Oh, run along. We don't want no subscriptions.
No, wait, please.
Madam? I lost my knife.
What? Oh, you're the two boys that was here with them cops. Well, well.
See, it was a Boy Scout knife, and the leather punch was broken.
It was?
Yeah, we thought maybe you'd let us go up into Mr. Bowles' room and look around.
Oh. Oh, you mean for your knife?
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen it. Oh, well, wait a minute. Wait till I put my broom away.
That's funny. I didn't say I lost it here. Seems like it was at the beach last summer when...
All right. So Joe Hardy never lies. But when we get upstairs...
Boys? Hurry up, boys. I ain't got all day.
We're coming, ma'am.
Hope your feet ain't dirty. I just been sweeping. I don't think your pocket knife's up here.
You mean sweeping in Mr. Bowles' room? Do you clean all of his things for him?
Clean for Mr. Bowles? Oh, my, no. Not when he's in jail. I wouldn't want him thinking I'd go through any of his things. Not after all that treasure talk.
Well, I guess he understands why the police have to look around. I wonder where Joe left that knife.
Oh, I guess Dad left the bureau drawer open.
Well, I certainly wouldn't come snooping.
Boy, sure a dirty handkerchief.
That's a dust cloth, not a handkerchief. Just don't you boys go making a mess in here. You hear me?
Boy, sure got rid of her fast. Did you do something?
Come on. Here, stand guard. Here they are.
Why? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Looks just like a plain shoe to me. Nothing inside.
Give me the other one.
I got it.
Hey, Frank, maybe we ought to take them both home with us.
Find it, boys?
What? I mean, no.
I didn't sweep there in the closet. Nothing but an old pair of shoes, as I remember.
Oh, he's looking now. We'll be out of here in just a minute.
Oh, but not without a piece of cake and some milk.
What?
Then maybe you boys and me could have a little talk about that treasure.
Treasure?
Now, don't you pretend. I heard your father and all them talking about stolen doubloons when you was here before.
Oh, that was quite some time ago, ma'am.
Of course it was. But there's something new about it now, ain't there?
Oh, wow. You see, we don't exactly know.
And if there is such a thing as hidden gold any place, I sure wouldn't mind helping you look for it.
Oh, see, really, I mean...
Honest, ma'am. We don't know anything about any gold that's hidden.
And that's not a lie, either.
Then why are you taking them shoes?
Come on, Joe.
You give me them. Joe, catch! Oh, come back here! Come back here, you! Joe, catch it!
Frank! What the dickens? It's a note or something. Joe, wait! Come here. It's torn, but it's a letter. Joe, we found it! In the wall! I hid it in the wall! All Applegate's treasures in the old tower wall!
Next episode, The Final Search.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Final Search.
I hid it in the wall. Old Applegate's treasure is in the old tower wall.
Yeah, that's what Apple Juice calls those old rooms he doesn't use anymore. Old tower rooms.
Apple who?
Dad! There, you were right there.
I didn't have time to bury the coins. I wanted to hop a freight out of town as fast as I could. But if you pull off the inside boards near the steps a couple...
Feet! Can't you read?
A couple of feet up where they're loose...
That's it. Applegate's treasure. That's where he hid it.
Who hid it? Who wrote this?
Well, look, it says right there. But it's torn. See?
J-E-N. Jenkins?
Sure, that's the guy who used to live in the same place as Bowles.
Dad, Jenkins must have stolen the treasure years ago, see?
He admits it right there.
Quiet. Now he wrote this letter to Bowles explaining where the treasure's hidden.
I wonder why he never came back after it himself. Are you sure that was a real doubloon wrapped up with this? You said the landlady grabbed it so fast.
Well, look. It says, if you don't believe... Well, it's torn there.
Must be a thee or a this.
All right. If you don't believe this story, here's a real chunk of Spanish gold to prove it. Now go find the rest.
Come on, boys. Let's get on that phone.
But there's no such thing.
Hey, Aunt Gertrude.
Boys, please be quiet. For the last time, Miss Snodgrass, there's no such thing as an Applegate treasure. Fenton, what on earth?
Gertrude, you better hang up now.
No such thing.
What's been going on in there?
Hey, Gertrude, is that Miss Snodgrass from the library?
Yes, I think everybody in this town is insane. She says in the last 5 minutes, 5 people have called her wanting to know what a doubloon is worth.
Wait a minute, Gertrude. You came right home, didn't you? You didn't tell anybody else about this.
It's that landlady, Dad. I told you she just grabbed the coin and ran out of the room to call all her friends.
You never saw anybody so excited. She thinks she's going to keep the doubloon.
No, the treasure belongs to Applegate, of course, but... Say, he's likely to have a riot over there. Anyway, I want the police to check with Bowles.
Stop it! Talking about such nonsense as if it were real.
Gertrude, I'm afraid we've all been wrong. And the 2 best detectives in the family are about to prove it. I'm afraid that even I'm finally convinced.
Of what? Have you actually ever seen such a thing as a doubloon?
Well, no. I must admit that I haven't, but...
Here. They're all the same. That's King Ferdinand on one side.
But you said...
I guess our client won't mind if we show you that one now.
Client?
Oh.
Gertrude! Gertrude! What on earth is going on out at your house, Gertrude?
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Snodgrass, but the boys have a client now. Yes, King Ferdinand. Oh, dear. It is real. Good heavens.
Oh, here. Boss, where are you? Right here, exactly.
What's the matter? I heard you yelling clear over there.
In the tower. It's in the tower.
Yeah, I know. I already been up there.
Fenton Hardy on the phone. Oh, those wonderful boys of his.
What?
They believe me. Everybody believes me now. Even the operator kept interrupting.
Mr. Applegate, get hold of yourself.
They'll be here any minute. Even Gertrude believes me, that old pie slicer.
Who?
Because it's there, don't you understand? It's in one of the tower rooms. Every bit of my treasure.
Treasure?
In my doubloons. Oh, but you were just as stupid as the rest, weren't you? Wouldn't even open your ears when the boys started talking. Just wanted to finish your work and get out of here.
Wait, stop. Where'd you say it is?
Well, they say a man named Jenkins. He lived here in this town, you understand.
Never mind. You said it was in the tower. Where in the tower?
Oh, but we'll get it now soon enough. Yes, we will. You know, it was my uncle's idea to build a tower, but we never finished the upper rooms.
Boss, you gotta get hold of yourself. Who cares? The place will be falling down in a couple of minutes. Too much weight.
Huh?
Well, sure, with everybody coming from town to have a look around. Come on.
That's right. I just said that, didn't I? They'll all be here, just like 10 years ago, swarming over this place like ants.
Yeah, but if you and I get there first, huh?
But we need protection. You wait here. We'd better be armed. Oh, dear. The police, too.
Let's go, Jackley, let's go! Wait! Jackley! Wait for me! Wait for me! Wait! I told you to wait!
Why don't you children watch where you're going? You got no business on the sidewalk. You're a public danger, that's what you are. Wow!
Right! This is a genuine 16th century fight! No, you won't. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, no harm. Now the rest of you get back outside
Keep
and
on
stay there.
outside. I don't care who they are. Yes. That means you too.
It does not. I'm part of this.
All right, ma'am.
Hey, Dad, that's the landlady we told you about.
I know, but never mind now. I don't care who she is. This is private property.
Outside.
You get back there. Get out. You're trespassers. Get out. This is private property. Do you hear me? Get out, I tell you. Out, get her. Get her out of here. Get her out. I won't. Well, look out.
Let go of that shovel. That old goat's got one. Why can't I?
Shovel. I'll have you know, madam, this is a genuine 16th century pike.
There, you see? Nobody in here but pikes. Now you go on outside that door and you stay there.
I'm not gonna stay.
I'll handle it, Mr. Applegate. Mike, you take this and keep them out. And that means everybody. Nobody's destroying any property just for some silly treasure. Now, sir, where do I start digging?
Oh, just a minute, officer.
Jenkins' letter says the wall by the stairs.
Yeah, that's right, the wall by the stairs. But there are 3 tower rooms, aren't there?
That's right. One above the other, just about the same.
That's what Jenkins didn't say. Which one?
Jack, you give me a hand with them tools. Mike, stay here and watch that door.
Right.
Sir, is it all right if we rip a board or two?
I don't care. Get there, the whole place down.
Well, let's start on the top floor and work down. Come on.
Don't worry, Mr. Applegate. We'll find your treasure.
All right. Hurry up. Not here. The next one up. Oh, Jackley. Jackley.
Oh?
Now, where could he have got to? Jackley! Oh, never mind. Let's go.
Careful on these stairs.
Yeah. Jackley.
Well, I haven't found anything yet, sir.
Found anything? I haven't told you to start looking yet. Where'd those tools come from?
Oh, I had them outside. It's part of my plumbing kit. I just brought them up now. Thought I'd grab a quick peek.
Huh?
Well, wouldn't you like to be the first to find the treasure, boys?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Oh, I'm set. Stand back, everybody. Now, which board?
Jenkins' letter says the wall by the steps.
And a couple of feet up.
All right, stand back, everybody.
Here we go, everybody. We're getting the treasure now so you can all go home.
Nothing to be excited about. We can handle it, so go on home, all of you. We'll find it. Yes, we will. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Tomorrow's episode, The Tower's Secret.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate, The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, the Tower's Secret.
Hey, look out.
I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. Everybody else running that way and you just standing here.
Oh, they haven't found anything yet, I guess.
No, but they're likely to any minute now. Hey, you're Perry Robinson, aren't you? The client. You're the one who started all this.
Well, I can't help it. It's not my fault if...
Nonsense. Don't tell me you don't like a good treasure hunt.
I mean, I know how mad it's made you. Frank and Joe sneaking out at night and everything. Well, they told me how you act about mysteries and things.
Not if the mystery turns out all right.
Well, when it does, and when they find the treasure, people still won't think I stole anything, will they?
Of course they will.
What? But I didn't.
Doesn't make any difference. Boys always look guilty of everything. Doesn't mean a pin. Now, come on. You and I and Silas Applegate are going to have a little meeting, whether he likes it or not. Now, come on. March.
Hey there, son. Where's your father?
Hey, Dad. We're all through upstairs.
Well, well, look who's here. Moles himself. Just in time to see us find the treasure. How nice. All right, Hardy, it's not up there.
No luck yet, huh?
Not on the third floor.
Back for the finish, huh? Back to see us do what you didn't get a chance to do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do.
Hey?
I bet you were up there looking for treasure the same night you hit Mr. Jackley over the head.
Too many comic books.
Joe's right. You were probably looking in all the places the letter said.
But don't you worry. We're following Jenkins' instructions to the word. Well, look who's here.
Did he tell you anything more to help us out, Sergeant?
No, I just brought him along in case. I doubt if he even knows anything more.
Don't say I do, and I don't say I don't.
Hurry up, officer. Start here in this panel. The gold has to be in this section right here, right next to the steps.
All right, but you better stand back, Mr. Applegate.
Yes, sir.
If Jenkins' letter had been a little more clear as to which floor he hid the treasure on...
We could save a lot of time in the woodwork, too, couldn't we? If a certain friend of Jenkins would change his tune and clear things up a bit.
Don't say I ever saw that letter, and don't say I did.
Anyway, I've some stuff on Jenkins for you now.
Lady, now you get out of here. Stop that, please. Come down here. Oh, no, come on. Lady, now get out of here.
Hey, we got in. Fenton, come down here and tell this police officer who we are. You, good look, and keep the quiet.
Stop it! Stop it! All of you! What's going on here?
Joey, have you found the gold yet? Is he going to give you some, Joey?
Why, I wish you'd go home or something.
Joe, be quiet. There's important business to be attended to before Captain Kidd here starts dancing a jig on his gold pieces.
What? Gertrude, why don't you get out of here? You too. Get out!
Oh, no, you don't.
Gertrude, let go of me, dear. Let go of me. Sergeant, hand me down one of those
crowbars.
Oh, stop this foolishness, for heaven's sakes. Don't be any sillier than you are. I told you there's important business to be straightened out.
Gertrude!
What kind of business? Well, for our client, naturally. Now, come on down here and sit down.
I will not.
Yes, you.
Let go of me. Now, just...
Come on, I'm
Stop it! Gertrude!
Oh!
What do you think I am, a wishbone? Officer! Get those others out of here. And put up those old curtains or they'll all be poking their noses through the window. I'm sorry, everybody. You'll all see the doubloons later on. Gertrude, please!
What do you think Aunt Gertrude's up to? Say, how did she and Perry get together in the first place?
I don't know, but the sergeant's up there telling Dad about Jenkins, the guy who wrote the letter, the guy who put the gold in the wall.
Yeah. You go up there and see if you can clear up the mystery. I'll take care of this little stuff.
It was a good hunch you had, Mr. Hardy, running a record check on Jenkins.
Well, I thought you'd find him all right. He'd been in other trouble even before he stole Applegate's treasure.
Took no time at all to get the rundown. We know what his record is and where he was when he wrote that letter. In fact, we know where he is right now.
Hey, you fellas, give us some room. We've got to get at that wall back there. Excuse me, Sergeant. Jack, give me a hand moving this dresser.
Where is Jenkins, Sergeant?
In the state penitentiary.
What?
Prison? Now?
That's right, and that's where he's been for the past 10 years. No wonder he couldn't come back himself and pick up those doubloons. A while back, his last application for parole was denied.
Parole? You mean he hoped he would be out of prison by now?
Right, with no luck. Jenkins is serving a life sentence, Mr. Hardy. I spoke to the warden on the telephone.
But that clears up the whole mystery, doesn't it? 10 years ago, Jenkins stole the treasure and hid it. Only he couldn't come back and get it because he got in trouble and was put into prison.
That's right. So, figuring he'd never get out, he finally wrote to Bowles and said, come and get it. Right, Bowles?
Look out. Here she comes.
Gertrude, I've got to get upstairs.
Silence! Not before you give me your answer.
But, Gertrude, this is no time to talk about mowing a lawn.
Why not? Your lawn needs to be mowed.
Sure does, Mr. Applegate.
And he needs the job doing it.
Oh.
Silas, all I'm trying to get settled before this is all over is...
Well, what news, any?
Hey, did you find anything?
No. Down here it's got to be. Stand back, lady. All right, off of those stairs. I'll take this fella, Jack. Now, you men stand by with those crowbars.
Never mind that paneling. Rip off the whole section.
Sure enough. You kids, watch out now.
Oh, Silas, you don't have to be so greedy.
I beg your pardon. Greedy? Me?
I was talking to you, Silas. I was trying to get something settled for the children. I was trying to tell you that he doesn't have any place to work, nor any proper place to live.
And what do you expect me to do about it? Why is it women are always telling men to do things?
If it weren't for him and for my two nephews, you wouldn't even be finding your precious gold.
Huh?
Mike, give me a hand.
And what makes you think I'll have a place to live myself unless I do find it?
What?
Oh, yes. Old Applegate. He's lonely. He'll look after the boy. Rich old coot. Might even make him human. The boy'll have a fine home for years and years. Do you know anything about mortgages, young man? When I can't pay my own taxes, will you do it? When I haven't even got enough money left to buy my own food, will you feed me? There, of course not. All you'll do is stand there and cry. Nothing works out the way we want it. But what can you do about anything but just stand and cry and cry? How are we coming along, Hardy?
Well, the gold isn't in the rooms upstairs, so it has to be here.
Hey, maybe Bowles or someone else already found the treasure and took off with it.
Then why is he still hanging around? It doesn't hurt to believe in your own luck once in a while. And you two are going to have it. Now stop worrying.
I'm not worried about anything.
Harry, when we do get lucky, you know that, well, that lawn of mine will need a haircut for years and years.
Silas, you darling!
Gertrude! Well, looks like you two kids are going to have a new playmate for years to come.
You mean Perry?
Yes.
Yo!
Look out! The whole wall's coming down.
I'll give him now. Everybody, easy now. This is it.
It's got to be there. It's got to be there. It's got to be there. It's...
No? Ain't there. Not a trace of gold. And we've searched this house from top to bottom.
Tomorrow's episode, Never Say Die.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Never Say Die.
Well, I guess we looked every place.
Pirate's treasure.
Boys. Oh, those boys.
Listen, maybe we ought to hire a steam shovel and dig a ditch 10 feet wide all the way across every inch of Applegate's property.
Joe, you get dumber ideas than Iola even.
I do not. She wanted to hire some dogs to go sniffing all over the place like bloodhounds, only they'd be gold hounds.
Joe, when are you going to give up?
Huh?
The treasure's just not there. It's all over.
It isn't all over, Dad. It can't be. Don't you understand?
There's just too much at stake. We gotta solve this.
Maybe if we went to visit Jenkins in prison. After all, he's the one that sent the letter to Bowles and told him where to look.
Oh, they'll check with Jenkins, don't worry. But I'll bet he even ends up with the same answer himself. That somebody during the last 10 years has found his hiding place and gotten completely away with the doubloons. It's as simple as that.
Dad, what'll I do to Bowles? I mean, if that's the way it is.
Turn him loose. I suspect the sooner Applegate can forget this whole headache, the better you'll like it.
But what about Perry? What'll happen to him?
Yeah, is he part of the headache, too?
Well, I'm afraid you better realize it. Perry's actually the only person who really found a doubloon, or claims he did.
Yeah, but the one Perry found was an old, moldy beat-up one that Jenkins dropped 10 years ago.
Sure, but... Well, the way things have worked out, I'm afraid they'll figure it's better for Perry to leave Bayport, go back to the city.
It's our fault.
Oh, no, it isn't, Frank.
We're the ones that got everybody all excited.
Just because I wanted a real mystery for a change. Instead of pretend ones.
And what did we end up with? Goofing everything. Messing everybody up.
Hey, it's not that bad. Come on now, time for bed. At least you accomplished one thing. You made your father wake up a little and know his son's a little better. Come on, off to bed.
Oh, we could wake you up anytime.
I'm still gonna find that treasure. It takes me the rest of my life.
And mine too. Hey, wake up! There he goes.
Hey, wait. We can't let him see us.
Boy, he sure is acting funny.
Come on, let's go.
It's the second time he's gone around the same block.
Yeah, I knew everybody was wacky. There's a lot about the treasure he hasn't told yet.
But why does he keep walking around the same block?
I don't... Oh, excuse me.
Come on, he's getting too far ahead.
Hey, you think we ought to call the police?
Oh, no. They let him go, didn't they? It's their fault if they're so stupid. He looks like he's getting ready to cross the street again. But it's the same one.
Yeah, we're getting close to something, all right.
Yeah, the rail yards.
Oh, don't be so smart all the time.
All right, it's getting close to midnight then. You know how fast it gets dark around here. Frank, we're gonna be late for supper. Shh.
What's he stopping for?
Why'd he come here? Because that's where he lives. Remember? Hey, Frank, did you notice? He looks so funny and mad all the time. Now he looks happy.
Yeah.
What are you doing, sir? Please, sir. Bowles, you're asking for it.
Oh, it's more and more stupid you're getting. Calling me my name now.
What? I recognized you.
And I recognized you the moment I stepped out of the police station. The worst detective on the whole force, I should guess, from the stupid way you've been following me around.
All right, all right.
Now, suppose you go back to your sergeant. Tell him that I'm at home any time he wants to see me, but that he'll learn nothing further from following me or watching me from now until kingdom come.
Bowles, you better stay out of trouble. I'm warning you.
I don't say that I will, and I don't say that I won't.
There he goes. Gosh, I didn't even see that other guy. No wonder Bowles was going around in circles. You know, that guy's pretty cagey. Bet if he does know any more about the treasure, nobody finds it out.
Why, if it ain't Mr. Bowles. Oh, my, it's so good to have you back. You're the only person in this whole boarding house I enjoy talking to. You know...
Alas, madam, as soon as I'm packed and the evening freight train goes by with its lovely whistle, I'll be leaving.
Well,
but I'll be paying me bill on the way out, never fear.
But wait...
That is if it's ready in time. Hey! Mr. Jack!
You seem to be in a hurry, buddy. Well, so am I, to help you find them gold doubloons.
No, I won't.
I've no time to argue. I'm leaving with you on that freight train tonight. You and me are going to be partners from now on, buddy. Right?
In that letter that told where the treasure was, did it say Old Applegate Tower or just plain Old Tower?
Tomorrow's episode, Boys in Danger.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Boys in Danger.
I hid it in the wall. Old Applegate's treasure is in the old tower wall. That's it, isn't it? Go on. Pull off the inside boards. A couple of feet up next to the steps where they're loose.
That's right.
Look. He didn't say the tower of the house, did he? And all towers have steps, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
He must have just jumped to a conclusion. Hey, that thing over there, that's a tower too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a water tower. But it's been abandoned for years.
Let's go over and have a look at it while we're waiting. Come on.
Hey, at least it would explain Perry's doubloon.
Huh?
I mean, if the treasure really were someplace else. Because we always figured that Jenkins dropped that one when he was leaving Applegate. That's the trouble with us. A good detective would stop and figure all those things out.
Who cares? They'll think we're pretty good when we find some other tower that...
What's the matter?
Hear that? There's a church tower in Bayport, too.
I got news for you. There's 5 of them.
No, and there's the town hall tower. And the old clock tower. And the feed and grain tower.
But I don't know any more than I told you. Stop that!
You expect me to be gentle? After the way you tapped me on the head the other night?
It's just lucky you are. I didn't drive your head down between your 2 feet. I'm sure Jenkins would have done that over and over till your backbone made noises like an accordion.
Who's afraid of a guy still in prison?
Well, you should be then. His own cellmate you were. But when you were released and he trusted you with a letter to bring to me, what did you do? You opened the letter and read it yourself. That's what happened. Weeks ago you read that letter instead of delivering it where you should.
So what? Didn't make me any richer.
If old Mr. Applegate could have heard anything but his 2 knees rattling together, he'd have known what a phony plumber he had snooping around, and you'd have landed right back in jail yourself.
You talk too much. I didn't find anything, did I?
Of course you didn't. Or you wouldn't be coming to me with this silly talk of a partnership, would you?
Bolsey, did I look in the right place? Look, since you slugged me the other night and got your hands on that note, you haven't had much time for treasure hunting, have you?
Hey, let go!
But I'll bet there was something Jenkins didn't say in them instructions. Something just you would catch on to. Something would make you awful happy.
That's not so.
Now, Bolsey, you better tell me in a hurry before somebody else figures it out. Guys like Hardy will be after you. Everybody will be after that treasure again.
Did I ever say there was such a thing as treasure?
Now, look, you need me. We gotta work fast. Now, I want you to tell me where it is. Tell me before I make your ears swap places without taking them off first either.
Wait. Maybe I do need help, now that I come to think of it.
Well, I thought you'd see the light. I'm sorry if I hurt you, buddy.
Oh, you needn't flatter yourself that I'm frightened. I just thought, though, when we've such a little time to make a getaway, those muscles of yours might come in handy. Have you any idea, Mr. Jackley, of the wonderful heavy weight of 3,000 gold doubloons?
How could it be in the tower of the high school gymnasium? That's stupid.
All right, you're the one who said we shouldn't jump to any conclusions till we think it all out.
Well, in the morning, we'll at least take a look at the water tower.
Look, there's water in it.
Huh? Oh. Joe, listen. There's a part of the letter you left out. It said, I didn't have time to bury the treasure because I had to hop a freight out of town as fast as I could, remember?
That's right.
Well, if Jenkins hopped a train, he must have come down this way to...
Frank, let's get over and look at that tower right now. At least to see if we can get up that ladder.
Wait a minute. We better look around first. We don't want anybody to see us. Come on.
But we gotta work fast. I could be making sure the treasure's still safe. Look, just tell me where it is, and then I'll wait there for you, huh?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm doing the leading, Mr. Jackley. Partners or no partners.
But you can trust me.
I'm not setting foot out of this room until we're sure that the coast is clear.
The coast where?
Outside, man, outside. There was a plainclothes man following me not half an hour ago. But they won't notice. Go on, have a look around, hurry. I'll get your high sign from the window when you're sure that the neighborhood is clear.
Bolsey, I ain't leaving this room till you do.
But you can trust me. Look, don't be ridiculous. How can I leave this room without you seeing me?
Well, you'd better not try.
Now, go on, hurry. Look, I can't carry the gold myself, haven't I told you? That's why Jenkins had to leave it behind. Great heavy sacks of...
You mean the hiding place is right here, then? Right close in the neighborhood?
No, I'm not saying that it is, and I'm not saying that it isn't. Go on, get going.
Well, I was just thinking of them kids out there, that's all.
Kids where?
I guess they've gone away now. Ooh, there's been times when I want to take those Hardy kids...
Exactly. Your job is to see that the neighborhood's clear of anyone who might be watching us. Now, I don't care how you do it.
Okay.
Operator, get me the police department. I want to report a most dangerous criminal at large. Yes, right here in this very district. Hurry, operator.
I guess that ladder would hold us all right. But it sure looks rotten from here, though, doesn't it? Joe, I wonder if we ought to tell Dad first. I mean, if the treasure really is up there.
Yeah, but what if it isn't? We were wrong once.
Okay, live a while. Go home and eat your supper, see if I care. Just so long as you stay out of this neighborhood. It's a tower, old tower.
Well, here goes.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm coming up too. And the boards are broken yet, have they?
Well, I guess it's okay for both of us.
Besides, I ought to be up there first. I'm smaller than you are.
Yeah, just take it easy, will you?
Oh, there's nothing to this.
Joe, look out!
I guess some of these boards are a little rotten.
Take it easy, will you?
Tomorrow's episode, The Tower Treasure.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, the Tower Treasure.
Gosh, Mr. Bowles' house is almost close enough to spit on.
Who cares? Stop trying to look at things, will you?
I was just thinking, what if he happened to see us?
Come on, get up there.
I am up here. Now just quit pushing. Hold it, will you? I can't see a thing. There's steps inside. Take it easy.
Boom, 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 boom.
Cut it out. Now, will you wait here for me? Joe, you pull the dumbest stunts I have. Oh! Frank! I guess the floor isn't very strong.
Frank, are you all right?
Oh, Joe!
Frank, what's the matter with you? Frank, you're not hurt, are you?
Joe, doubloons! Joe, we got him! Doubloons! Doubloons!
Yay! We found him!
Joe, there's gotta be more. Let's look over here.
The inside boards next to the steps a couple of feet up where they're loose.
Get out of the way. It must be these ones right around where the water pipe goes out.
Why didn't we bring a crowbar?
Who cares? This stuff is rotten anyway.
What you looking for?
Huh?
Out there. I heard you talking something to them cops on the phone. Has that got anything to do with why you're...
Madam, I'm not saying that it does, and then again, I'm not saying that it doesn't. But when those beautiful policemen in their handsome uniforms come here to pick up that... Hold them here.
What?
The police. They mustn't see. I mean, don't let those nosy, meddlesome... Oh, look, never mind.
Stay with the car. I'll check inside.
Look out.
Frank, there's a piece of cloth in there. I can see it.
There's plenty of room to hide all kinds of stuff.
It's a little sack. I can feel it. It's a sack. And another one.
Hiya, kids.
Mr. Jackley.
I saw you climbing up. What you doing?
Watch it. The floor's not very strong.
Yeah, I was afraid you might be getting hurt. Smart kids like you ought to know better.
Mr. Jackley, we found it.
Huh?
Oh, not for sure yet, but...
The treasure. Applegate's treasure.
You don't say.
I thought you were both. Oh, what a relief.
Me too. But you can help us. Come on.
So that's why you were so scared. How about that? Thinking I was a crook like that Bowles.
Well, she's no help. that Bowles has gone out now, too.
Silly job. Come pick up Jackley. So he's an ex-con, so he's got no plumber's license. So who cares?
Nevertheless, I think we ought to look around a bit. He may be over by the railroad yard someplace.
Hey, you notice that pipe?
Yeah, it's certainly swinging in the wind, isn't it?
Better tell the railroad tomorrow before it falls clear off.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick look around the neighborhood and then we'll beat it.
Well, what are you going to do? Lower them down?
No, most of them are too rotten. See there? Well, I can carry them all if we can get them in this jacket here in the lining. Come on now. Help them. Hurry up.
What's the matter?
It's the evening freight train, that's all. Listen to that. It's going to leave town on time. Right on time. Now, come on. Help me over there. Boost. Attaboy.
Hey, Mr. Jackley, if you're going to wear that jacket and climb all the way down with it, then what's the rope for?
Quit asking questions. You'll find out.
You know, it'd be a lot easier if Joe here went down first and called our dad. He could bring the car up and...
No! Now get over there, both of you. Till I get this other sleeve on.
You know what, Mr. Jackley? You're a crook. I always wondered, I mean, ever since Perry got in trouble, how anybody else but you could have taken those tools and made it look like Perry was a thief.
Frank! Frank, are you all right? Frank, what's the matter with you?
I'm okay. That's his freight train. He'll get away.
Help me! Boys, help me! One leg, I can't move it. Oh, Goldman's all spilling out.
My doubloons. Look at those beautiful things. Oh, I'm ready. I'm still
Oh,
15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo, ho,
ho, and a bottle of doubloons.
Oh, I think the Hardy boys are the most wonderful detectives in the whole wide world.
Hey!